Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. Wherever you're at in the world, welcome to Last Raps Baseball's live commentary of Major League Baseball. Today's game is going to feature the Cincinnati Reds versus the St. Louis Cardinals in the second of a three-game series in St. Louis. It is a divisional battle, and we are excited to bring this one to you as the Cardinals are in second place behind the leaders in the National League Central from Milwaukee. They're 2 games behind. And the Brewers have been stumbling lately as they blew a late lead last night, giving up 6 runs in the 9th inning in San Francisco. The Cincinnati Reds really stumbled out of the block this year. They are sitting in a dead last in the Central, but have played much better lately. They've pulled themselves to within a half game of the 4th place Cubs and have been really picking up the pace over the last 6 weeks. So the commentary and views are our opinions and are not affiliated with the MLB, the MLBPA, the American League, National League, or their sponsors. We are giving live English reports on the game being played along on YouTube and on Twitch in hopes that English-speaking audiences around the globe can enjoy the games as we do with you as well. So we'll first of all give you the starting lineups from the visitors, the Cincinnati Reds. Leading off and playing second base, wearing number 6 is Jonathan India. Batting second and doing the designated hitting, wearing number 22 is Brandon Drury. Hitting third and playing shortstop, wearing number 17 is Kyle Farmer. In the cleanup spot and playing first base, wearing number 19 is Joey Votto. Batting fifth and doing the catching, wearing number 37 is Tyler Stevenson. Batting sixth and playing third base, wearing number 7 is Donovan Solano. Batting seventh and in right field, wearing number 12 is Tyler Naquin. Hitting eighth in center field, wearing number 15 is Nick Senzel. And batting ninth, the left fielder, wearing number 57 is Stuart Fairchild. And they are going to be facing the right-hander Miles Michaelis, who is 6-7 on the season. He's worked 113 in the third innings. He has given up 89 hits, 37 runs, 33 of which have been earned. He's walked 22 and struck out 88, and he's got an ERA of 2.62. And now the starting lineup for the home team from St. Louis. Leading off and playing second base, wearing number 19 is Tommy Edman. Batting second and playing center field, wearing number 3 is Dylan Carlson. Batting third and doing the designated hitting, wearing number 46 is Paul Goldschmidt. In the cleanup spot and playing first base, wearing number 5 is Albert Pujols. Batting fifth in left field, wearing number 27 is Tyler O'Neill. Batting sixth and playing third base, wearing number 33 is Brendan Donovan. Batting seventh and playing shortstop, wearing number 63 is Edmundo Sosa. Batting eighth in right field, wearing number 21 is Lars Nootbaar. And batting ninth and doing the catching is going to be Andrew Kisner, and he is wearing number 7. And they are going to be facing Nick Lodolo, the young left-hander and former number 1 pick of the Cincinnati Reds. He is 2-2 on the season. He's worked 24 in the third innings. He's allowed 30 hits, 12 runs, all of which have been earned. He's walked 9 and struck out 33, and he's pitched to an earned run average of 4.44. So those are your starting lineups for today's ball game. We'll be ready to get underway in just a couple of minutes. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back after this with the call at the top of the first inning. Glad you guys could be here with us today. Here's our friend, Steve Rademacher.
Hello, guys. Steve Rademacher coming at you. I'm having my 500 subscriber giveaway if we get there by the end of this year. That's my name and my channel, Steve Rademacher. All you have to do is be publicly subscribed, and then you can enter to win once we hit the magic number, either an unopened, still sealed box of Star Trek official trading cards, Next Generation and Original Series. If that's not your cup of tea, we have Fleer Adrenaline with a Deer Dick rookie card. I have pulled out an autograph from one of these, and there are relics. If that's not your thing, how about an unopened box of 1987 Donruss Baseball? Just come watch me, subscribe, and enjoy the show. Thank you.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and your support of our channel. And in turn, we support Steve Rademacher. It's his 500 subscriber giveaway. If you can get him to 500 before the end of the calendar year, one of those boxes could be yours. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in about 30 seconds with the call. The top of the first inning, Miles Michaelis is just starting his warm-up tosses. We're glad you guys could be here with us today. Welcome back, everybody. Miles Michaelis is just getting his tune-up tosses underway, and we are going to be ready to get this one going. The 6'4", 230-pound right-hander originally was a 7th-round draft choice out of Nova Southeastern back in the 2009 MLB draft. He had bounced around a little bit at the major league level, but really resurrected his career when he was over in the Japanese league, playing for the Murray Giants in the NPB. Spent 3 seasons with the Giants. He posted a 31-16 record with a 2.34 ERA. 31-13 record with a 2.18 ERA. And that is the time where he was able to bounce back and come back to the major leagues. In 2018, the St. Louis Cardinals signed him, and they brought him back, and they were rewarded for his services. As a 29-year-old, he went 18-4 and has bounced back to the big leagues. He posted a 2.83 ERA that first year with the Cardinals, but ever since that, he's struggled a little bit. 9-14 in 2019. He missed all of 2020. 2021 had a 2-3 record, but this year here he has pitched very, very well. His win-loss record does not show it, but the pitch, the starts, the strikeouts to walks, everything else is checking the boxes. And so that is Miles Michaelis, as he is going to start the ball game here as he has completed his tosses, and Jonathan India is stepping to the plate. So for Jonathan India on the season, he's batting .229. He's got 3 homers and 14 RBIs. He bats from the right side against the right-handed thrower, Michaelis, who rocks into the motion, and now he kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that catches the outside corner for a called strike, and the count is now 0-1 to begin the ball game. The umpires for this one today, working behind the plate, as Michaelis delivers a fastball again, taken for a called strike, and the count is now 0-2 to India. It'll be Mark Wegner calling the balls and strikes. Quinn Walcott is at first. Alex Tozy is the second base umpire, and in the rocking chair at third, it is Alan Porter, who worked the game behind the plate last night. Here comes the pitch from Michaelis. It is a fastball swung on and fouled away down the left field line. The count remains at 0-2 strikes. The temperature is a scorcher in St. Louis today. It is 99 degrees Fahrenheit, and it is sunny. The wind is blowing out to right field at 10 miles an hour. The start of the game, there's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count is now 1-2 to India. It's a beautiful venue at Busch Stadium. If you've ever had a chance to get there, they've really done it right after they had transitioned out of the old stadium. There was a fastball that's swung on and it's popped foul. And this ball is going to reach the seats behind home plate. The catcher, Kisner, had a hard time picking it up. And then he ended up racing back, thinking there was a chance, but that ball ended up drifting in the seats. That wind might have been able to hold it back, but not much. Not much chance for that there. So 1-2 strikes. As India waits on the offering from Michaelis. He rocks into the motion, and he kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses outside. And now the count runs even at 2-2. So 2 strikes. Michaelis has a variety of pitches. He throws a number of pitches, 4. And the question will be is how many he can throw for strikes. There's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is belted to deep left field. And this ball is going to be gone. A home run for India as he has opened the scoring here in the first inning with a solo shot to left. That one there was a breaking ball that hung, but it was more outside, and India had sort of reached around it. It was a long swing for sure. He was able to golf it into the left field stands to put the Reds up 1-0 here in the top of the first inning. So 1 batter up, and the score is already 1-0. The pitch there was a bit of a hanging slider. And as we said, India was just able to turn around. The left fielder, Tyler O'Neill, trotted back to the warning track, but watched it sail into the seats. That's going to open the scoring here for 1-0 for the Reds. And the first pitch now delivered to Brandon Drury is a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to Drury. Drury's had a very good year this year for the Reds, one of the few bright spots as he swings through a 94-mile-an-hour fastball and misses, and the count is 1-1. Drury is batting .279. He's got 18 homers and 51 runs batted in. He began his career in the Diamondback organization, and then he started to bounce around a bit. spent time with the Yankees and the Blue Jays. There's a breaking ball swung on and tap foul over by the third base dugout, and the count goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Drury. But this year has been a sparkling year for the traveled Drury. As we said, he was originally a 13th round pick of the Atlanta Braves, but he began his big league career back in 2015 with the Diamondbacks. There's a fastball that misses outside, and the count now goes to 2-2. But after leaving the Diamondbacks, he was with the Yankees, the Blue Jays, the Mets, and he's finally resurrected himself here in Cincinnati. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on and fouled away. And much needed help in Cincinnati as their season was really off to a sideways start. Only won 4 games in their first 30 some odd. It was absolutely crazy. They played much better lately. The additions of Drury and Donovan Solano to the lineup. And of course, when Tyler Stevenson went down, it didn't help that their former number 1 pick got hurt. And there's a fastball swung on. It is grounded to third. It's fielded by Brendan Donovan, who throws to first. And that is going to retire Drury on a ground out 5-3 for out number 1 here in the first inning. Defensively today for the St. Louis Cardinals, we're going to go from left to right in the outfield. It's Tyler O'Neill is in left. The center fielder is Dylan Carlson. The right fielder is Lars Nootbaar. From first to third, it is Albert Pujols gets the start at first. Tommy Edman is the second baseman. The shortstop is Edmundo Sosa. The third baseman is Brendan Donovan today as Nolan Arenado gets the day off. And it is a battery of Michaelis and Kisner. So here comes the first pitch delivered to Kyle Farmer. It's a fastball that catches the outside corner, and the count is 0-1. Farmer is hitting .263 on the season. He's got 6 homers and 46 runs batted in. There's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count now goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. We're in the top of the first inning, and the Reds are already out to a 1-0 lead. There's a fastball swung on. It's in on the fist. It's grounded softly over to second. They throw to first. It's in time to get Farmer. It's going to go down as a ground out 4-3. Albert Pujols does not move as quick as he used to. He really had to get to the base. Tommy Edman had to hustle quickly to get to the ball, as that was not an easy play. Edman was more shading up the middle. He fielded it, had to do a 360 and throw the ball to first base. And Pujols had the challenge of having to get there in time. So 2 gone, and that's going to bring up the first baseman, Joey Votto. We got the living room in the house today. How you doing? You probably got up early and watched some UFC stuff early in the morning. Seemed to be the talk of the group last night. Here comes the first pitch to Votto. It is waved at and missed for 1 strike, and the count is 0-1. Votto batting .216 on the season with 6 homers and 30 RBIs. And here's the pitch from Michaelis. It's a breaking ball, swung on it, missed. The count is now 0-2. Just did not get enough out of Joey Votto early in the season. He was batting well below 200. He's finally got his average up north of the 200 mark. Here's the pitch from Michaelis. It's a fastball, taken for a called third strike. Votto stood there like the house by the side of the road and watched it go by for out number 3. And that is going to be it. There was 1 run in the inning on 1 hit. There were no errors and nobody left the board. And we are now through a half an inning. It is the Cincinnati Reds 1, the St. Louis Cardinals 0. We'll be back in just a moment, everybody. And our friend in the living room says, I'm glad he didn't stay to hear Oryx get shelled. Well, actually, it was 7-3, and Oryx had 2 runners on in the 9th inning wanting to do damage last night. So we missed you. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a moment after this from our friend Steve.
Hello, kids. Steve coming at you. It's Steve Rademacher. And if you like interesting stuff, if you like to laugh a little bit, and if you enjoy collecting, this channel's for you. If you like non-sport cards, we have them. You like pseudo-sport cards, we open them. Even if you like entire boxes of completely pointless stuff or other sports, we have everything here. I drop a different video every day, and there's always a theme to it, from No Filter Friday to Saturday morning cartoons, even Sunday shoutouts. Once in a while, we'll get a little froggy and show Money Monday, where I showcase a bunch of my currency. We have Legos. We have Star Wars. We have a good time. We even have my brother on Takeover Tuesday. Be there or be square. Back to Freddy.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be Nick Lodolo who's getting the nod for the Reds today. The left-hander ready to take over on the hill. He's going to be facing Tommy Edman, Dylan Carlson, and Paul Goldschmidt here in the bottom of the first inning. He really hasn't have a whole huge mix of pitches. As Lodolo, he's more of a fastball, breaking ball kind of guy, not much of a changeup. So here comes the first offering. It is a fastball delivered outside for ball one, and the count is 1-0 to Edman. My first real look at Lodolo, heard a lot about him, and he was one of those pitchers that there's a lot of hype about him, as he was the first round pick, 7th overall back in the 2019 draft, as there's another fastball misses up and away. Count is 2-0. The tall, lanky left-hander went to Texas Christian University, and he was, as we said, the first round pick of the Cincinnati Reds. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is grounded through the single into left field. And Edman is going to get himself aboard with a single. And that'll bring up the center fielder, Dylan Carlson. He was chosen 6th overall as a 7th overall, fairly loaded MLB draft. There's already 5 players that have been drafted ahead of him who made it to the big leagues. The only guy who's kind of been a bit of a bust was Derek Jeter's draft pick, J.J. Bleday. He threw $6.6 million at Bleday out of Vanderbilt, and he has not sniffed the big leagues yet. The first round overall pick that year, the first pick of that draft was Adley Rutschman, and of course he's in the big leagues right now, made his debut this year. So Lodolo holds at the belt, and now he kicks and fires. It is a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is now 1-0 to Dylan Carlson. Bobby Witt was also drafted ahead of Lodolo, and he's been with the big club for most of this year. He's actually really played much better lately. He's got 13 homers, and he's raised his average to 255. Andrew Vaughn was the 3rd pick of the draft. They figured he was the most advanced bat in the draft. He was taken by the White Sox. Last year didn't show it, but this year sure does. There's a fastball that catches the inside corner, and the count now goes to, we've got it at 1-1 to Carlson. Carlson, the switch hitter, is batting from the right side here against Lodolo. Carlson on the season is hitting .259 with 5 homers and 25 runs batted in. He waggles the bat and waiting on the offering from Lodolo, who holds at the belt. He checks the runner at first, and now he kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball, swung on and missed. And now the count goes to 1-2. So Bleday was taken 4th, and Riley Green of the Tigers, who made his debut in the last 5 weeks, he is in the big leagues. The other one was C.J. Abrams, who are all drafted ahead of Lodolo. So 6 of the first 7 picks in the draft have made it to the big leagues. So here comes the 1-2 offering as Lodolo holds at the belt. He kicks and he fires. It's a breaking ball down. A good stop by the catcher there, Stevenson. That's going to keep the runner, Edman, at first base. The count is 2-2. Edman is a guy who can run. He's got 19 stolen bases this year. He has some wheels. So Carlson here, now waiting on the 2-2 offering from Lodolo. Lodolo checks the side from his catcher, and now he comes set at the belt. And the 2-2 offering is on the way. He kicks and fires. It is a fastball that just misses upstairs, and that's going to run the count to 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Carlson digs himself back in, waiting on the offering now from Lodolo. Edman establishes his lead at first. And here comes the pitch, but instead he throws over to first base, and getting back in time is the runner Edman. So 3 balls and 2 strikes it remains to Carlson. Defensively for the Cincinnati Reds today, on your dial from left to right, it is Stuart Fairchild, Nick Senzel, and Tyler Naquin in the outfield. Now here comes the 3-2 pitch. That's a breaking ball that catches the outside corner for a called third strike. Dylan Carlson started to make his way down to first base, but the right arm of Mark Wegner went up to haul him back. And Carlson is gone for out number 1 here in the first inning, and that's going to bring up the designated hitter, Paul Goldschmidt. Just to finish off the defensive alignment for the Reds, around the horn from first to third, it's Joey Votto at first. The second baseman is Jonathan India. Shortstop is Kyle Farmer, and Donovan Solano is playing the hot corner, and it's the battery of Lodolo and Stevenson for the Reds to start the ball game. So here comes the first offering to Goldschmidt. It's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. Goldschmidt on the season is batting .329. He's got 19 homers and 67 runs batted in. Goldie waggles the bat. He's now waiting on the offering from the left-hander Lodolo, who kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on and missed, and the count is now no balls and 2 strikes to Goldschmidt. Goldschmidt's had a fantastic season this year. He's been a leader or among the leaders in many of the offensive categories. As he waggles the bat, this is by far his best year in St. Louis. And here comes the offering now from Lodolo, who holds set at the belt. He checks the runner at first, and now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into right center field. Moving over underneath it is the right fielder, Naquin. He's going to make the catch. That is going to retire Goldschmidt for the second out of the inning. And that'll leave it all up to the legend who's starting at first base today, Albert Pujols. Our front of the living room says that Misha Tate's face looks like it lost a fight with a cheese grater. That was the UFC battle that went on. Where was the fight taking place that it was going to be run at basically 8 o'clock in the morning in some locations in North America? So here comes the first offering to Pujols, and it's a breaking ball that misses down and in. The count is 1-0. Pujols on the season is batting .214. He's got 6 homers and 20 RBIs. He's going out with a bang. He's going to be in the home run derby on Tuesday. I thought that was a bit of an eyebrow raiser, but good for him that he's going to go participate with all those young bucks. I remember a couple of years ago when Pete Alonso won the Derby, there's a fastball that misses upstairs. There goes the runner down to second, and the throw is not in time. It's going to be the 20th stolen base of the year by Tommy Edman as he gets in there safely. The last pitch was a ball to Pujols, so it's 2-0 to Pujols. The living room says it was at the UBS Arena in Elmont, New York. It's interesting. But you got to give Dana White some credit. You know, he's got the ability somehow to draw people in at all kinds of different times of the day. UFC, he probably could put it on at 3:30 in the morning Eastern time, and he'd probably have a huge audience. I mean, what else besides sleep are you going to do at 3:30 in the morning? So here's Albert Pujols to the plate with that 2-0 count. Edman the runner at second with 2 gone. Lodolo holds at the belt. He checks him at second, and he kicks and delivers. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is now 2-1. Got to keep your eye on Edman here because Lodolo is a little bit methodical to the plate. I would think that Edman, especially with the depth that Donovan Solano was playing at third, if he can get himself a decent lead and a decent jump, he might be able to take that as well. And here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 3-1. My friend in the living room says, yeah, but 7:30 p.m. in England. Correct. If you have a global audience, it also affects on what you do. You think about even on our YouTube channel, the audience that we get in the daytime here is always a bit sporadic, especially on a Saturday. Doing major league games, people are out doing things. Depending on where you're at in the country, it'll dictate what you're doing. If it's a beautiful sunny day like in St. Louis, who's sitting by their computer listening to a stream? There's a fastball that misses down, and it's ball 4. Not too many. On the flip side of the coin, where we're at, we've got rain. And it was unexpected. They weren't calling for it today. They were calling for it more for tomorrow. But it is an early arrival, and it's a shower that hasn't gone away. So other parts of the country, you get people that want to listen. Now here comes Maple Ridge, BC's Tyler O'Neill. O'Neill is batting at .237 on the season. He's got 4 homers and 28 RBIs. The big issue for the left fielder has been his health, the ability to stay off the disabled list. Here comes the first pitch from Lodolo. It's a fastball that misses inside. The count is 1-0. O'Neill has 2 gold gloves under his belt in his career, but he has really struggled to stay healthy offensively. And here comes the 1-0 offering. Lodolo checks the runner Edmund at second, and now he delivers. It's a breaking ball that is dropped. I don't know if that was considered a strike or not, because Walcott's hand went up. No, he flashes 2-0. I think that one there, Andrew Kisner has to wear, because that ball had to be caught. Because there's the catcher for the Cards. There's a fastball that misses inside. The count goes to 3-0 on O'Neill. So Lodolo has lost the command of his pitches here. He is all over the map. So O'Neill gets himself back in. It is the third baseman, Brendan Donovan, who waits his turn on deck. So here comes the 3-0 offering to O'Neill. And he kicks and delivers, does Lodolo, and it's a fastball that misses inside. So back-to-back walks. It's hard to defend a walk. That is going to load the bases, as Edmund is the runner now at third. Pujols moves to second, and O'Neill is the runner at first. Brendan Donovan striding to the plate. For Donovan on the season, he's hitting .286. He's got a couple of homers and 29 runs batted in. Not sure what the manager has done. He's come out to see the home plate umpire. Manager for the Reds, that is. But now he returns himself to the dugout. So Brendan Donovan stepping in here to face the left-hander Lodolo. Donovan hitting from the left side. He got the start today over Nolan Arenado. So left-hander against the left-hander. Bases are loaded, and there's 2 gone here in the bottom half of the first inning. Lodolo holds set at the belt, and now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses down and away for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. So the last 10 pitches that Lodolo has thrown, 9 of them have been balls. So Donovan waiting on the offering now from the lefty. Lodolo holds at the belt. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses down and away, and the count is now 2-0. I think if you're Cincinnati, you might want to get a phone call down to the bullpen. Nick Lodolo has lost his ability to throw strikes. There should be some major concerns going on here. 11 pitches, 10 balls. Bases are loaded, full of Cardinals. Cardinals are probably fighting at the bat rack, ready to get to the plate. There's a fastball that misses off the outside corner, and the count is now 3-0. There's nowhere to put Donovan as the bases are loaded. I think if I'm Donovan, I'm probably going to just park myself there with the bat on the shoulder, waiting for this lefty to throw something for a strike. David Bell is going to have some concerns in that dugout. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball that misses down and away. That is ball 4. We're watching a reincarnation of Rick Ankiel here on the mound, as Tommy Edman is going to come in from third to score. He's going to advance Pujols to third. It moves O'Neill to second. That's going to walk the bases loaded as Edman has crossed the plate for the first run, and that's finally going to bring the pitching coach out from the Cincinnati dugout. So 12 of the last 13 pitches have gone for balls, and that's going to bring Edmundo Sosa to the plate. So for Sosa, he's batting 183 on the season. So Izzy Lugo jumps in and says, Arenado ain't playing today. That is correct. Brendan Donovan is the third baseman today. The way it looks right now, the way the starting left-hander for Cincinnati is going, it is probably a good thing because you may not need Arenado. Lodolo is having a problem throwing strikes. Edmundo Sosa will step to the plate. Sosa on the season is batting 183. He's got no homers and 6 RBIs. Sosa bats from the right side against the left-hander Lodolo. Interesting to see what Sosa does when he comes up here. I'd be putting the bat on the shoulder until he could at least throw something that's somewhat close to the plate. So Lodolo leans in. He gets the sign from his catcher, Kisner. He holds set at the belt. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on and missed. That was at 95 miles an hour, and Sosa swings through the heat. And the count is now 0-1. Interesting, that's 12 of the last 13 pitches for balls, and Sosa's up there hacking. So here comes the 0-1 pitch. Lodolo delivers. It's a fastball swung on and missed. Back-to-back heaters, and Sosa hasn't been able to catch up. Now it's no balls and 2 strikes. Waggling the bat is Sosa. He's got to be able to put the ball in play here. Lodolo holds set at the belt. And here comes the 0-2 offering. It's a fastball, and it has hit Sosa. And it came down and hit Tyler Stevenson. So on the ricochet, Stevenson has been caught as well. So a hit batter. No balls and 2 strikes, and Lodolo nails him. It's going to be an RBI for Sosa. It's going to advance Donovan to second. Tyler O'Neill will go to third. Pujols is coming in to score. It's now 2-1 for the Cardinals. I can see why Tyler Stevenson felt it, because it was a deflection off the elbow and it came up and hit him in the cup. So any of our male listeners out there can appreciate that as well. A little bit of pain. So Sosa got hit in the body armor. So the Cardinals now have a 2-1 lead. That's going to bring Lars Nootbaar to the plate. Nootbaar got the start today. The left-handed hitter is in right field. He's batting 198 on the season. He's got 3 homers and 11 RBIs. Lodolo holds set at the belt, and now time is called as the catcher Stevenson has asked for time. Unbelievable. So bases are full of Cardinals. They're looking to add to their lead. It's 2-1 here in the bottom of the first inning. It has been walks and hit by pitches. There's a fastball taken for a called strike that have helped provide the damage. A leadoff single by Tommy Edman, and then we're a couple of quick outs, and then a walk, a hit batter, and before you know it, the Cardinals now have a 2-1 lead. So here comes the 30th pitch of the inning by Lodolo. It's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. It's now 0-2 to Nootbaar. So no balls and 2 strikes. Nootbaar waggles the bat. Lodolo gets the sign from his catcher, Stevenson. The Cardinals are looking to pad their lead here. And here comes the 0-2 offering. He kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses off the outside corner, and the count goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ted Mendoza to Lars Nootbaar. The defense is, for what you would call almost straight up in the infield. The shortstop is slightly shaded towards second base. Here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball, swung on and missed. Nootbaar goes down on strikes to mercifully end the first inning for Nicholas Lodolo. There was 2 runs in the inning on 1 hit. There was no errors, and there were 3 Cardinals left aboard. We're now through 1 complete in St. Louis. It is the St. Louis Cardinals 2, the Cincinnati Reds 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in a couple moments with the call right after this from our friend, Steve Rademacher.
Hello, guys. Thank you for joining Freddie here on his baseball game. And I'm Steve Rademacher, and my channel is really all about everybody, including all my international friends. We have such stuff as non-sport packs from Canada, the OP cheese. We have the Greek Freak. We have money from around the world. We have lira. We have yen. We have francs. We have pounds. We have Deutschmarks. We have all kinds of cool stuff like that. We even have some cooler things like Japanese women wrestlers and OPG baseball cards where I cannot read the back. We even have unopened material like the royal family, I know it's backwards, from London, England. Thank you for watching. Back to Freddie.
Appreciate you there, Steve. We'll be back in just a moment after this with the call at the top of the second inning. It is a 2-1 St. Louis Cardinal lead. Hang tight, everybody. Welcome back, everybody. We're moving to the top of the second inning. It is going to be Tyler Stevenson, Donovan Solano, and Tyler Naquin. It's going to be the 5, 6, and 7 hitters in the Cincinnati order to face the right-hander Miles Michaelis. Michaelis ready to work. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball. Take it for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. For Stevenson on the season, he's batting .327. He's got 6 homers and 35 runs batted in. Michaelis rocking into the motion. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It is tapped softly over to second. It is fielded neatly by the second baseman, Edman. He throws to first. That's going to retire Stevenson on a ground out 4-3 for out number 1. It's going to bring up the third baseman, Donovan Solano. For Donovan Solano, he has been a great addition for the Cincinnati Reds this year. He spent the last 3 years of his career with the San Francisco Giants. He's batting .286. This is going to be his 22nd game of the season. He's got a homer and 6 RBIs. He's been decent defensively, and he's getting an opportunity to play quite a bit here. There's a fastball that misses down and away, and the count is 1-0. Solano, the native of Venezuela, began his big league career with the Miami organization. He bounced around a little bit, went to the Yankees, and there's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. And the Giants picked him up in 2019, and he spent 3 years with the San Francisco organization. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is now 2-1. So in some ways, like a fine wine, Solano has gotten better with age. There's a career .277 hitter, and there's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away. It's going to reach the seats on the first base side, and the count now is 2-2 to Solano. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Michaelis has barely broken a sweat here after that leadoff home run. He's been all around the zone. There's a fastball swung on. This one's grounded up the middle for a base hit. And Solano is aboard with a single here in the second inning, and that is going to bring up the right fielder, Tyler Naquin. It's funny, we've seen the Reds play a couple of times this year, and Solano, in the times that we've seen him, has had pretty good ball games, so maybe we are the luck charm for the third baseman. You don't always get to see the team every day, so you don't see the rhythm of the players. You don't see how they are, whether they're consistent or inconsistent, and how they play, but certainly Solano As you see that there, he's been pretty good when we've been doing the games. So Naquin now steps to the plate. He's batting .244 on the season. He's got 6 homers and 26 runs batted in. Michaelis holds at the belt and he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses upstairs for ball 1. The count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Naquin batting from the left side. He was a player who last year with the Cincinnati Reds had a really solid season. There's the pitch. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count now is even at 1-1. He began his big league career with the Cleveland Indians, or now Guardians organization, as he was a first-round pick of them after he was redrafted out of college. He was granted free agency after the 2020 season, and he stayed in the state of Ohio by signing with Cincinnati. And last year, he really paid dividends, throwing over to first base and getting back easily as Solano. Guardians basically let him go for nothing, but had himself almost a career year last year. He hit 19 homers, drove in 70, hit .270. So a pretty good, solid season for him. There's a breaking ball swung on it. It's grounded to Pujols at first. He's had trouble digging it out of his glove. He throws to second. They are going to get Solano. That's going to go down as a fielder's choice. It's going to be fielder's choice 3-6 to erase Solano at second. They're not going to be able to return it over to first base to retire Naquin. It's going to bring up the center fielder, Nick Senzel. Senzel is batting .262. He's got 3 homers and 18 runs batted in. He bats from the right side against the right-handed throwing Michaelis. He waggles the bat. He gets himself dug in, and now he's ready to face the first offering from the Cardinal right-hander. And Michaelis kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count is 1-0. Senzel has been as much as Naquin has been a kind of a find for the Cincinnati Reds, Nick Senzel has been anything but. There's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike at the top of the strike zone, and the count is 1-1. He was the 2nd overall pick in the 2016 draft out of the University of Tennessee, but in fairness to Senzel, it's been the shoulder injuries that have caused him some problems. He has not really got on track. He had 12 homers in his rookie year and stole 14 bases, and he's never come close to that since. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted to left field. Moving back on the warning track and making the catch is Tyler O'Neill. And that is going to do it here for the Cincinnati Reds in their half of the second inning. So for the Reds in their half of the inning, there was no runs, there was a hit, there were no errors, and there was 1 runner left aboard. We're now through 1.5. It is the St. Louis Cardinals 2, the Cincinnati Reds 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back after this with the call of the bottom of the second inning in just a couple moments. We're glad you guys could be here with us today. Here is our friend Steve again.
This is Steve Rademacher, and I'd like to introduce you to my channel if you haven't seen it before. These are all the things I enjoy: sports, autographs, relics, non-sports Hall of Famers, pseudo-sports, Star Wars. That's my channel name and my name, and I would really appreciate it if you would come check me out and maybe even subscribe if you like it. Thank you for that for now, and back to your ball game.
Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the bottom of the second inning. It's going to be the 9, 1, and 2 hitters in the St. Louis batting order. was a rocky start to the first inning for the lefty Nick Lodolo, who had allowed a couple of runs. But more importantly, he had walked 3 and hit a batter in the inning. So he is going to be facing Kisner, Edman, and Carlson to get things going here in the bottom of the second inning. Kisner on the season is batting .205. He's got a homer and 17 runs batted in. He's getting an opportunity to play pretty much every day as Yadi Molina has been out for what seems like ever. And he's got Austin Roman as his backup behind the plate now. So Kisner is going to get a chance to be able to play almost every day, or what you would consider every day for a catcher. And there's a first pitch fastball that misses up and away. And that's 1-0 to Kisner. That is 32 pitches that Lodolo had in the first inning. And he sure didn't throw many for strikes. So he's going to get the opportunity to come back and work on some stuff. There's a fastball that misses off the outside corner, and the count is now 2-0. And he was very erratic in the way that he did it. He did have a couple of strikeouts in the inning. And for 13 strikes on 32 pitches. So not the best. That was, I'm not even saying that's 40%. I have to do my quick math. There's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away. The count now goes to 1-2 on Kisner. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Kisner batting from the right side against the lefty Lodolo. He waits on the offering as Lodolo gets his sign from catcher Stevenson. It's a fastball that misses up and away, and the count now goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. They sent 8 hitters to the plate, did the Cardinals in the first. They straddled the bases loaded. One more clutch hit could have started to blow this game apart. There's a breaking ball that misses well off the outside corner, and the count now goes to 3-2 on Kisner. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. They are playing Kisner more to the pull side. Joey Votto is basically standing in the 4-hole. Everybody else is pretty much in a straight-up kind of defensive positioning. So Lodolo will have to get over if it's a ground ball to the right side. There's a fastball swung on. It's fouled straight back, and that's going to keep the count at 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to Kisner. It is a hot one, as we said, in St. Louis today. It's pushing 100 degrees. There is not a cloud in the sky. It's a high sky. We notice that the catcher is having some challenges when the balls have been popped up. Both catchers have had their issues to try to find it. There's a fastball that swung on and fouled away. The count remains at 3-2. Sometimes that happens when you have the bright skies and maybe not so much the sun, but makes it a little difficult for guys to be able to pick up the ball off the crack of the bat. And here comes the 3-2 offering. Lodolo kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that is taken for a called third strike. Kisner stood there like the house by the side of the road and watched it go by for out number 1. I'm sure there'll be an interesting conversation with him and the home plate umpire, Mark Wegner, when he comes back in the next inning. He stopped dead in his tracks as he was on his way to first base. That is going to bring up the second baseman, Tommy Edman. For Edman, he is 1 for 1 today. He singled, stole a base, and scored a run back in the first inning. Opened up the scoring for the Cardinals, and here's the first pitch. It's a breaking ball. Drops in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. We really have to wait on the home plate umpire Wegner here. He's really slow to go up with his hand. Don't necessarily get the quick call immediately. Here comes the pitch from Lodolo, and it is a breaking ball swung on, and it is grounded through the 6-hole into left field. And Tommy Edman has his second hit of the ball game as he is aboard with a 1-out single here in the second. That's going to bring up the center fielder, Dylan Carlson. He really had to reach out on that one, did Edman, and he basically dropped to one knee. The pitch was on the middle outside part of the plate. Was able to hook barrel it right through the 6-hole between the shortstop and the third baseman. That is going to bring Carlson to the plate. So Lodolo on the hill. He leans in, he gets his sign. He checks the runner at first base. Now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball. It's taken for a call and strike, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Dylan Carlson. Lodolo leans in. He gets the sign. Edman gets his lead. He's already stolen 1 base today. He's leaning a little bit towards second. Here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball down. It squirts away from the catcher, Stevenson, and down to second base goes Edman. Got to see how they're going to rule that one, if they're going to give him a stolen base or if it's going to be a wild pitch. But Tommy Edman has now moved himself into scoring position. So it's 1 ball and 1 strike to Carlson. Nice job by Stevenson to move to his left to have to be able to block that, because that ball was destined to go to the backstop. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Carlson is waggling the bat. Lodolo checks the runner at second. He checks him again, and now he delivers. It's a fastball that misses down, and the count is now 2-1 to Carlson. You got to wonder how much time that they're going to let Lodolo be out there. There's going to have to be, they're hoping probably to get him to 80 pitches or more. This is getting to be pretty quick that he's approaching that number. And there's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is 2-2. He's at 46 pitches here, and we're only an inning and third into the ball game. So the Cardinals are really making him work, and he's making himself work because he doesn't throw enough strikes. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Carlson. As Lodolo gets himself a new baseball, he rubs it up. And here comes the 2-2 offering now to Carlson. Edman establishes his lead at second. Lodolo waiting on the signal from Stevenson, and now he comes set at the belt. And here he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on and missed. And Carlson goes down on strikes for the second time today. That's the 4th strikeout for Lodolo. Lodolo's got some put-away stuff. When he's around the zone, which is not as often as he'd like to be, he's got 4 strikeouts today. And he can power up a little bit. 95, 96 from the left side. That is tough. Brings up Paul Goldschmidt, who is 0 for 1. He flew out to right field his first time up. And here comes the offering from Lodolo, who kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses inside, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to Goldschmidt. As we said in Goldschmidt's last at bat, he's been at or near the top of most offensive categories in Major League Baseball, including being the league leader in some categories, including still at batting average, on base percentage, on base plus slugging. There's a fastball that misses inside. Count is 2-0. He also is the league leader in runs. And he was named an All-Star this year, which is the first time that's happened since he's been in a St. Louis Cardinal uniform. So Goldschmidt enjoying one of the finer starts to any season he's had, and back to his days when he was playing with the Diamondbacks. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. This ball is belted to deep left field, moving back on the warning track, leaping up, and it is over the head of Stuart Fairchild. And that one is gone, and Goldschmidt has stopped running. He didn't know if the player had caught it or not, but that ball is gone. It's into the bullpen, a 2-run homer for Goldschmidt. And the Cardinals have doubled their run total. It's now a 4-1 ball game. That ball left the yard in a hurry. That is career number 300 for Goldschmidt. One would have to think that 2 or 3 or 4 more good seasons, and you got to be thinking that he's going to be a Hall of Famer. Ball was absolutely scorched. It was left out over the middle of the plate. He was able to turn on that one, and he sent it right into the Cincinnati Reds bullpen out there in left field. Fairchild had a chance at it. In fact, it may have even deflected his glove or hit the top of the fence. There's a first pitch breaking ball to Albert Pujols that misses outside, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Izzy says his 300th home run finally. Yeah, it is. There's a fastball that's swung on, and this one's yanked foul down the left field line, and the count is 1-1. I'm sure Goldschmidt will be happy about that. Sometimes when you start getting to numbers where you're getting close, you feel like you've got a monkey on your back, or there's pressure to do it. So all smiles for Goldschmidt in the dugout. So here comes the 1-1 pitch to Pujols as Lodolo delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is knifed into right field. It's going to get down for a base hit in front of Tyler Naquin. And Pujols is aboard with a single. That is going to bring up the left fielder, Tyler O'Neill. There's a lot of pop or potential pop in the Cardinals lineup. When you look at Goldschmidt, that was his 20th home run of the season. Of course, Arenado not in the ballgame today. But Albert Pujols still knows how to swing the bat. Tyler O'Neill, who's been banged up a bit this year, can put some juice into the ball. Dylan Carlson hasn't really gone on track in the power department. They've got some guys who can swing it. They can beat you in different ways. Here's O'Neill to the plate, who walked his first time up. And the first pitch is a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is 0-1. O'Neill's got those 4 homers and 28 RBIs. He does play a very solid left field, as he's a 2-time Gold Glove winner. So O'Neill waggles the bat, waiting on the offering from Lodolo. The runner at first is Pujols. There's 2 away here in the bottom of the second inning. It is a 4-1 St. Louis lead. Lodolo kicks and delivers. It is a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count now is 0-2 to O'Neill. But you can understand why the Reds like Lodolo. You can throw 95-6 from the left side. There's reasons that are hard not to like. The problem today has been being able to locate his pitches. So here comes the 0-2 offering to O'Neill. Lodolo holds at the belt. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball at 95 that misses upstairs. And the count now goes to 1-2. I wonder if Lodolo would be a little bit better if he just took something off his pitches. He doesn't have what I would call a lot of movement. He's got more cut to the ball that moves left to right. That's more natural because of the arm action. But he doesn't have a lot of late life on the pitch like you would see from a Logan Webb. And there is a fastball that misses down and in, and the count is now 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. I think of Logan Webb. I think of guys like Matt Scherzer where the ball kind of dips and dives. Joe Musgrove showed that the other night. It's almost like playing wiffle ball against those type of pitchers. Lodolo's ball does not do that. So here comes the 2-2 pitch. There is a fastball that misses down. It is blocked, but it actually hits O'Neill in the back foot. That's the second hit batter of the ball game by Lodolo. So he loses him. He gets him ahead in the count at 0-2. O'Neill battles back to even the count, and then he gets hit on the top of the right foot. So he is aboard. Pujols goes to second, and that's going to bring up Brendan Donovan. Well, it looks like it was on the front of the left foot, but hit nonetheless. I guess if you're going to get hit, that's probably the part where you want to get hit, because it wasn't like it got him flush. It sort of grazed the top of the shoe tops, as we see on the replay. So now Donovan steps up to the plate. And here comes the first offering. It is a pitch that is inside, and it has hit Donovan. The catcher, Stevenson, is wanting to see if that was a attempted swing. I'm sure we're going to get an explanation here as the manager is coming out. So David Bell wants to know what that is it looked like Donovan was attempting a swing. It hit him. I'm going to see if they're going to go up on a replay on that one. There was some help from the third base umpire. We get it again. And it looked like it caught him in just below the batting gloves on the wrist. Yep. Actually more on the forearm than anything else. So Donovan is hit by the pitch, the third hit batter of the ball game by Lodolo. It's going to advance Pujols to third. It's going to move O'Neill over to second. The bases are loaded. Our friend in the living room says, "What's wiffle ball?" Our friend in the living room is a blitzball guy. So that brings up Edmundo Sosa with the bases loaded. He was hit by a pitch and knocked a run in his first time up. Here's the first offering from Lodolo. It's a breaking ball that catches the outside corner for a called strike, and it's 0-1. I got to say, Sosa probably is going to feel hard done by here, as that pitch looked like it was a good 6 inches off the outside corner. So no balls and 1 strike. Home plate umpire Mark Wegner's not done a bad job so far today. There's a breaking ball that misses outside. Count is 1-1. The way this one's shaping up, it's probably going to be one of those games where he's going to see 400-plus pitches. Finally, action in the Cincinnati bullpen as Jeff Hoffman is now up and throwing. Or maybe he's throwing up in the bullpen. We're not sure. And here's the pitch from Lodolo. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away. That's going to run the count now to 1-2 on Sosa. One would have to think that the young left-hander is going to have his mark here. 61 pitches in an inning and 2/3. So Lodolo gets his sign from his catcher, Stevenson. He comes set to the belt. The bases are full of Cardinals. Here comes the pitch, and it is a fastball swung on. It's grounded up the middle off of Lodolo. It's fielded by India. There's a play nowhere. Pujols is going to score. That's going to be a base hit and an RBI. It struck the pitcher in the shin or in the legs. This might be a good opportunity to go out there and to check on the left-hander, whether he's hurt or not. Maybe to get the right-hander Hoffman in the game. Scores Pujols from third. O'Neill advances to third. Donovan goes to second. Sosa is safe at first. He gets another RBI. That's going to bring up the right fielder Lars Nootbaar, who is going to be the 9th hitter of the inning to come to bat for the Cardinals. That is a 5-1 Cardinal lead. If you are a St. Louis fan, you are really pleased about this one. Veteran Pujols gets some high fives in the dugout. That's the second run he scored today. Our friend in the living room says Halifax has a nice field, but the end zone is curled like McGill. He must be watching CFL football. I didn't know anybody who really watched the CFL football until I came out to the West Coast. And we start to see some people that follow it. So Lars Nootbaar steps to the plate. He's 0 for 1 today. He struck out his first time up. So Nootbaar on the season has seen his average slip to 195. He's got 3 homers and 11 RBIs. We appreciate everybody who's stopped in to check out the channel today. We will be back on for our Japanese call later tonight. There's a breaking ball, or a fastball, that catches the outside corner, and it's 0-1 to Nootbaar. If you're new to the channel, we do the Japanese games late night. It'll be tonight, 9 o'clock Pacific or midnight Eastern. We'll be bringing the second game of the 3-game series of the Oryx Buffaloes and the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles to your stream. There's a fastball that just misses outside, and the count goes to 1-1 on Nootbaar. 5-1, the Cardinals have the lead here in the bottom of the second inning. And here comes the offering from the lefty Lodolo, who holds set at the belt. He kicks and he fires. It is a breaking ball that is down, but the home plate umpire Mark Wegner says that Nootbaar had offered. The count now goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. It's been all Cardinals so far in this one. The Cincinnati Reds are trying to figure themselves how to get out of this inning, and there's a breaking ball swung on and missed. Nootbaar has been struck out for the second time today, and he has gone for out number 3, but there was damage done, and lots of it here in the second inning, and it was 3 runs in the inning. There were 4 hits. There were no errors, and there were 3 runners again left on base. We are now through 2 complete It is the St. Louis Cardinals 5, the Cincinnati Reds 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call of the top of the third inning after this. Glad you guys could be here with us today. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back in just a moment. Here is our friend Dave again. Be sure to check out his channel and let him know that we sent you at Dave at Zero Fox.
Hey everybody, thanks for checking out the game and Last Raps Baseball. This is Dave, Zero Fox Sports Card. If you like pack openings, baseball, all that good stuff, check us out. Drop a comment on our channel this month to win a mystery pack of cards. All you gotta do is say Last Rap sent you to be entered. And we'll drop a video later on this month announcing the winner. Enjoy the game.
Appreciate you there, Dave, and Zero Fox Sports. Be sure to check out his channel after the ball game. We'll be back with everybody here with the call in just a couple moments. Hang tight. We're glad you're with us. Welcome back, everybody. It has been all St. Louis so far here in the first couple innings. They have themselves a 5-1 lead as we're moving to the top of the third inning. It's going to be the 9, 1, and 2 hitters in the Cincinnati batting order to come out. Face the right-hander Miles Michaelis. That means it's going to be Stuart Fairchild, Jonathan India, and Brandon Drury to face the tall, lanky right-hander as he's getting in here to take over for his third inning of work. So Michaelis onto the bump here. He has been pretty economical, 32 pitches in his 2 innings of work as he's ready to face the right-handed hitting Fairchild. And he swings at a first pitch fastball. And the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Fairchild. Fairchild is a Seattle native. He is batting .125. He's got a homer and 1 RBI. And here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball that misses down and away. And the count now goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Stuart Fairchild. Our friend in the living room says Samba. Well, it's certainly a little bit more active. We got some more tunes in here. There's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. We've been adding more to the stream on a daily basis to keep you guys entertained in between the innings and to give myself a break. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is now 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. And Michaelis rocks into the motion and delivers. It's a fastball that is swung on and missed. And Fairchild has gone on strikes for out number 1. That is the second strikeout of the ball game for Michaelis. That's going to bring up the top of the order, Jonathan India. For Jonathan India, he is 1 for 1 today. He's got counted for the only run of the ball game. He led off the ball game with a home run to left field. And after that, it has been pretty slim pickings for the Cincinnati Reds. So Michaelis rocks into the motion and delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses upstairs, and the count is 1-0 to India. He has raised his season average to .234. That was his 4th homer of the season. There is a fastball that's taken for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. He has certainly been able to have a hard time this year to replicate what he did last year, but health has been one of the issues. There's a fastball that misses down and away, and the count is now 2-1. If India can keep himself healthy and get on track, he's a real dangerous piece in the Cincinnati batting order. Here comes the 2-1 offering. There's a fastball that's taken for a called strike. Count is 2-2. He was one of those ones there. Our friend in the living room says, who is your pick in the NPB game tonight? It's a good question. I would say I'm going to lean towards the home team again in the game that we're doing. There's a fastball swung on and missed. India's gone on strikes. That's the second strikeout of the inning, the 3rd of the ball game for Michaelis, and that's going to bring up the DH Brandon Drury. So I would say tonight, if I was hedging it. I forgot the pitching matchup, but it is a good pitching matchup tonight. I want to say Tajima is going, and for Warwick's, I can't remember who it was for the Golden Eagles. And there's a breaking ball swung on it, is grounded softly over to short. Sosa fields it. He throws to first. That is going to retire Drury on a ground out 6-3 for out number 3, and that will do it here in the third inning. So we've got no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left aboard in the top of the third as the Reds are retired in order. We're now through 2.5. It is the Cardinals 5 and the Cincinnati Reds 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments after this from our friend, Matt Hollis.
Well, you've got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole.
Appreciate you there, Matt, and your support of our channel. We'll be back in just a couple moments, everybody, with the call of the bottom of the third inning. We're glad you guys can be here with us. Hang tight. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the bottom half of the third inning. It's going to be the 9-1-2 hitters in the batting order, and we do have a pitching change as Jeff Hoffman has come on in relief of Nick Lodolo. Hoffman was the former first-round pick of the Toronto Blue Jays back in the 2014 draft. He is in his second season with the Reds after beginning his big league career and spending 5 years with the Rockies. The 29-year-old is 2-0 on the season. This is going to be his 34th appearance. He has 42 2/3 innings under his belt. He's allowed 37 hits, 20 runs, 17 earned. He's 22 and struck out 44. So Hoffman takes over here in the bottom of the third inning, and the first pitch delivered is a fastball that misses outside to Kisner for ball one, and the count is 1-0. Hoffman was considered a top prospect in the Blue Jays organization, and he was part of that trade that sent Troy Tulowitzki going to the Blue Jays. Power arm for an aging bat. There's a fastball that is swung on, and it's lifted foul over on the first base side. Joey Votto and Stevenson in pursuit, but that's going to get into the front row. A man tried to make a catch, and he ended up spilling a beer, it looks like, on his neighbor. So a beer has been sacrificed in pursuit of that foul ball, and you didn't even get the foul ball. It's a double whammy. No ball, no beer. Should be thrown out of the game for something like that. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Kisner. Kisner batting from the right side against the hard-throwing Hoffman. As Hoffman holds at the belt, and now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It is lifted foul over on the first base side, and the count is 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. So just to answer the living room's question, our pick would be we're staying with the Golden Eagles tonight. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. And here's the offering from Hoffman. He kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on. It is lifted foul. It's going to reach the seats. This time it's going to get further away than the fellow who lost his beer. As it goes into the first base stands behind the first base dugout. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Kisner. The Cardinals have this one in control right now as they have a 5-1 lead here in the bottom of the third. As he pitched, it is a breaking ball that is swung on and missed, and Kisner is retired on strikes for the second time today. He is gone for out number 1 here in the third inning, and that's going to bring the top of the order up. And Tommy Edman. The switch hitting Edman is 2 for 2 today. He singled both times. He's come around to score twice. He's also got a stolen base to his name. The one thing we didn't get was to see if they had awarded him a second stolen base. As he had taken the bag, I think it was a wild pitch there by Lodolo, and that's actually what it was his last time. They ruled it as a wild pitch. I don't know if didn't know if he was on the move or not. But in the opinion of the official scorer, it was a wild pitch in which he advanced. Right, so here comes the offering. It is a breaking ball that catches the lower part of the strike zone. The count is 0-1 to Edman. Edman has had himself a very nice season this year as he's raised his season average up to 261. I'm sure he would probably be a little happier if they were about 20 points higher. There's a breaking ball that misses down. Count now is 1 ball and 1 strike to Tommy Edman. So 1 ball and 1 strike. The right-hander Lodolo holds at the belt. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses down and in. And the count is now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. The infield is pretty much normal. The only thing is the third baseman for the Reds, Solano, was well off the base. He's moving almost into the 6-hole. He's really off the line at third base. And there's a breaking ball swung on and missed. The count now goes to 2-2. So Jeff Hoffman a little bit different as he's come around and he's been around the zone here as opposed to Nick Lodolo, who was chased after 2 innings. Was having a real difficult time locating his pitches. Ironically, of the 6 outs that Lodolo recorded, 5 of them were via the strikeout. There's a fastball that misses inside, and the count now goes to 3-2 on Edman. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Dylan Carlson and Lars Nootbaar were victims twice of Nicholas Lodolo. Joey Votto holding court over there at first base with the first base umpire, Quinn Walcott. And here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball that misses down, and that is going to be ball 4 as Edman is going to be aboard for the 3rd time today as he's got himself a 1-out walk, and that's going to bring up the center fielder, Dylan Carlson. For Carlson, he's batting now on the season .257. He's got 5 homers and 25 RBIs. It looks like now Votto can continue the conversation. He's got the first base coach, Stubby Clapp. And now he's got Tommy Edman over there. So Joey Votto's got all the height. The other 2 fellas, not quite as much, a little bit vertically challenged. Later today, the Red Sox and the Yankees go back at it in a rematch at Yankee Stadium of the Sunday night game. It is Pivetta against Taillon. Hopefully that pitching matchup will be a little better than last weekend at Fenway Park, where both of them starters were chased early. So here comes the first offering to the batter Carlson. It's a fastball that misses upstairs, and it is taken for a ball 1. Carlson hitting from the left side for the first time today as he had to face the lefty Lodolo his first 2 times up. So Lodolo getting the sign from his catcher Kisner. And now he comes set at the belt, as does Hoffman, and then he throws over to first base, and diving back in time is Edman. Edman's already got a stolen base under his belt. Yeah, it was his 20th stolen base of the season when he picked a second base back in the first inning. So Hoffman again checks the runner. They are concerned. And here comes the 1-0 pitch to Carlson. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses up and away, and the count is now 2-0. I would think Edmonds sizing up the big fella on the mound to take a pitch to run at. They've now altered the defense here for Carlson. They've got the 3 defenders on the right side of the infield. Solano is now in the 6 hole, but he's almost right up on the grass. He's maybe about 2 or 3 steps behind. And here comes the pitch from Hoffman. And there is a changeup that drops in for a called strike. That was a nice pitch. 2 balls and 1 strike from Hoffman. Had a little bit of depth and a little bit of run to it. So 2 balls and 1 strike. We'll say Hoffman has a little bit different tempo and pace. Lodolo, even though for all his trouble, he did work fairly quickly. So here's the 2-1 pitch. It is a changeup that misses down, and now the count goes to 3-1 on Carlson. So this might be a good pitch to run on. If you're Tommy Edman, could be ball 4, could be a base hit, could be whatever else. You know you're going to get a good pitch to hit. So maybe we'll see a hit and run here. Sure how much the St. Louis Cardinals will entertain that, but a 5-1 lead, who knows? So here comes the offering as the right-hander holds, and Edman is on his way. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. This ball is belted down the line in right field. It's fair. It's going to be trouble. Rounding third and heading home is Edman. Coming up with the ball in the right field is the right fielder, Naquin. And making it all the way over to third base with a triple is Dylan Carlson. And that is going to increase the Cardinal lead to 6-1. It was a 1-out triple into the right field corner. As Carlson's bat does the damage here, they did have the runner Edman in motion, just as we projected that they probably would do it with a 3-1 count. But as an added bonus, Dylan Carlson's got himself a 3-bagger, and that's going to bring up the designated hitter, Paul Goldschmidt. So for Goldschmidt today, he is 1 for 2. He homered and knocked in a couple of runs. He's also flown out to right field. And here's the first offering from Hoffman. It is a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0. So if you like offense, you're in the right spot here. Lots of offense for the Cardinals. So 1 ball and no strikes to Goldschmidt. They do have the infield into the Reds. It's a 6-1 game. There's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count now goes to 1-1. Might as well do it here, because if it gets to 7 or 8, this game is going to get to be a little bit too spread apart for the Cincinnati Reds and their offense. So here comes the 1-1 pitch to Goldschmidt. Hoffman delivers. It's a breaking ball that is swung on and tap foul over on the third base side. Runs the count to 1 ball and 2 strikes now to Goldschmidt. As we mentioned, his last at bat, he is leading the league or at the top of the league in a lot of offensive categories. With those 2 RBIs in the second inning that he had, he's up to 69 now with his 20 home runs. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count is now 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Goldschmidt takes his time as he steps out of the box and resets himself. He's a very dangerous hitter, and as we said, he's enjoying his arguably one of the best years of his career. For the first time, he's an all-star in a Cardinal uniform. Here's the pitch from Hoffman. It's a fastball swung on. It is lifted down the right field line. It's going to be trouble. Votto's racing out. Coming hard is Naquin. It's going to fall as it gets in front of Naquin there, and coming home to score from third is Dylan Carlson. That is going to be the 7th run of the ball game. And possibly, if they didn't have the infield in, it may have been a catch for Votto. But because where they were playing Votto, he really had to go a long way to get it. He turned and ran, and that ball ended up dropping about 3 steps in front of him. If they were playing the infield back, that was definitely probably a catch, either for him or for the second baseman. So that's going to go down as a single for Goldschmidt. He gets his 3rd RBI of the day. That brings him up to 70 on the season. That is going to bring up the first baseman Albert Pujols. For Pujols, he has been on base twice today. He's walked and singled. He's scored a couple of runs. And here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. There's still only one away here in the third inning. But certainly Albert Pujols is the double play candidate that they'd be looking for here, as he is one of the all-time, or is the all-time leader in Major League history in grounding into double plays. He's got 421. And there is a fastball swung on, but it's not going to happen here. It is lined to left field, and that is going to be caught by the left fielder, Fairchild. Pujols hit that ball right on the screws, right to the glove of the left fielder, and he is gone for out number 2. That's going to leave it all up to Tyler O'Neill. So for O'Neill today, he does not have an official at bat. He has walked and he has been hit by a pitch. This is the first time he's going to be facing the right-hander Hoffman. So O'Neill waggles the bat, and he's waiting on the delivery from the right-hander Hoffman, who holds at the belt. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to Tyler O'Neill. Lots of offense so far. The sun has gone behind the clouds for a little bit of relief to the players. First time today the clouds have played a part in this one. There's a breaking ball that misses down. They appeal down to the first base umpire, Quinn Walcott, but he says that O'Neill did not go. It's going to run the count now to 2-0 on O'Neill. So 2 balls and no strikes. Right-hander Hoffman holds at the belt, and now he fires over to first base, and getting back in time easily is Goldschmidt. Goldschmidt can run a bit. He's only got 5 stolen bases this year, but that's been something else that Goldschmidt has had as part of his career. He's been a first baseman who bags. You go back into the 2016 season, 2 stolen bases. Remember, they asked him one time what he was working on in spring training, and he was working on his base running. There was a fastball swung on and fouled away. A lot of guys will come in and say they're working on their hitting, or they're working on, well, pretty much that, or maybe they're working on their fielding. Not too many guys will come in and say they're working on their base running. It's like guys who come in and say they're working on bunting as their number 1 priority. But in some cases, it's what makes him a complete ball player, or has made him a complete ball player over the years. He's got 145 career stolen bases, does Paul Goldschmidt. There's the fastball swung on. It is grounded over to second, is fielded easily by India. He flips it over to the shortstop Farmer covering, and that is going to be a fielder's choice. It's going to retire Goldschmidt for the 3rd out of the inning, 4-6. So for the Cardinals, in their half of the inning, they got a couple of more runs on 2 hits. There was no errors, and there was 1 runner left aboard. We're now through 3 complete. It is the St. Louis Cardinals 7, the Cincinnati Reds 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call in just a couple moments after this from our friend Dave. Be sure after the game to go check out Dave's channel and let him know that Last Raps Baseball sent you. And he'll put you in for a mystery pack of cards.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for checking out the game and Last Raps Baseball. This is Dave's Zero Thought Sports Cards. If you like pack openings, baseball, all that good stuff, check us out. Drop a comment on our channel this month to win a mystery pack of cards. All you gotta do is say Last Rap sent you to be entered, and we'll drop a video later on this month announcing the winner. Enjoy the game.
Much appreciated, Dave. Be sure to get to the Game Changer Lounge at Zero Fox Sports. Dave will be able to hook you up with an opportunity to win a free pack of mystery cards. We'll be back in just a couple moments, everybody, with the call after this.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city, San Diego, baby. I take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's another Hollis build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Appreciate you, Matt, and your support of our channel. And in turn, we support Matt Hollis. We are now here in the top of the fourth inning. It is going to be Kyle Farmer, Joey Votto, and Tyler Stevenson to get things going against the right-hander, Miles Michaelis. And Michaelis rocks into the motion and delivers. It's a first pitch fastball taken for a called strike. And the count is quickly 0-1. Michaelis has retired 5 consecutive batters in a row as he rocks into the motion and delivers, and is a fastball swung on its tap foul over on the third base side. And now the count is 0-2 to Farmer. Farmer on the season is hitting .262. He's got 6 homers and 46 runs batted in. He is 0 for 1 in this ball game today so far. So Michaelis rocking into the motion, and now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It is lined, and crawling the ladder and making the catch at shortstop is Edmundo Sosa. Nice play by the St. Louis shortstop to crawl the ladder and be able to retire Farmer for the first out of the inning. It's going to bring up the first baseman, Joey Votto. For Votto, he is 0 for 1 today. He struck out looking his first time up, as he takes a couple of practice swings before he gets in there to face Michaelis. Votto has a very upright stance. Here comes the pitch, and it is a breaking ball swung on and fouled away. It's going to reach the seats over on the third base side. Very, very upright stance, and he's got this big leg kick. But he's got some lightning quick hands. He's got a really, really quick piece. There's another breaking ball swung on. This one is popped up on the third base side. Racing over is the third baseman. That is there. Actually, it's the shortstop, Sosa, because the third baseman, Donovan, had moved to the right side against Votto, but he overran the ball in foul territory, and that one drops down for a foul ball, and that's going to be 0-2 to Votto. So Votto gets second life. There's one of those plays. We can circle it. That was, if you were not in a shift, that would have been an out. And that's the statistic I really like to know is, yeah, we know how many times that the shift has been successful, but how many times has the shift been unsuccessful? And that would have been one of those ones right there, as the shortstop Sosa had to come all the way from his position to try to be able to catch that in foul territory, where it would have been an easy play for the third baseman. So here's the 0-2, and it's a breaking ball that misses down in the dirt. Now the count goes to 1-2 on Votto. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Votto waggles the bat, hitting from the left side against the right-handed throwing Michaelis. Rocks into the motion and delivers. It is a breaking ball that misses down and in. And then the count is now 2-2 to Votto. When the Cardinals have scored, they have scored quickly today too, other than that first inning where there was the second inning where it was the walk-a-thon. They have been efficient. There's a fastball swung on, another line drive to the shortstop, and again Sosa has to leap to make the catch. And that is going to retire Votto. So 2 outs the same way, line drives to the shortstop. And that is going to bring up Tyler Stevenson to the mound. So Stevenson steps up to the plate. He's 0 for 1 today. He's grounded out to second. Last night we had some fireworks when the pitcher Genesis Cabrera was removed from the ball game. There's a fastball swung on and grounded foul, as the manager for the St. Louis Cardinals had come out to the mound to take the ball from the right hander. He had ended up, as Oliver Marmol had come out, he flipped the ball in the air to him. Marmol had grabbed him and bowled him back up to the mound, and veteran Pujols gave it to him in the dugout. There's a fastball swung on and grounded foul down the third base line, and the count is now 0-2 to Stevenson. Pujols getting the start today at first base, and having a future Hall of Famer and a veteran presence like Pujols in your locker room really can keep it settled for the guys. There's a breaking ball that misses down in the way, and now the count is 1-2. You think of this lineup that the Cardinals roll out. Albert Pujols, a surefire Hall of Famer. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away. And the count remains at 1-2 to Tyler Stevenson. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. You think of Arenado and Goldschmidt, seasoned veterans. Lots of experience there. And then you've got some young players around them. Really like the way that Tommy Edman plays second base. I like his approach. There's a fastball taken for a called third strike. Stevenson stood there like the house by the side of the road and watched it go by for out number 3. And that is going to do it here for the Reds in their half of the 4th. They go in order. 7 in a row retired by Michaelis. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left aboard. We're moving to the bottom of the 4th inning. It is the St. Louis Cardinals 7, the Cincinnati Reds 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be right back in just a couple moments with the call of the bottom of the 4th inning when we return. Hang tight, everybody. Here is our friend Steve Rademacher again.
Hello, kids. Steve coming at you. It's Steve Rademacher. And if you like interesting stuff, if you like to laugh a little bit, and if you enjoy collecting, this channel's for you. If you like non-sport cards, we have them. You like pseudo-sport cards, we open them. Even if you like entire boxes of completely pointless stuff or other sports, we have everything here. I drop a different video every day, and there's always a theme to it, from No Filter Friday to Saturday morning cartoons, even Sunday shoutouts. Once in a while, we'll get a little froggy and show Money Money Monday, where I showcase a bunch of my currency. We have Legos, we have Star Wars, we have a good time. We even have my brother on Takeover Tuesday. Be there or be square. Back to Freddy.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and we'll be back here in just a moment with the call of the bottom of the 4th inning. Hang tight, everybody. 7-1 Cardinals. Welcome back, everybody. It is the bottom of the 4th inning. It's going to be Brendan Donovan, Edmundo Sosa, and Lars Nootbaar to come in to face the right-hander Jeff Hoffman. Hoffman came on in relief of the starter, Nick Lodolo, back in the start of the 3rd inning. He is coming in to take on his 2nd inning of work, although we have to say it looks like that it is going to be a pitching change. Ryan Hendricks is now coming in. This is going to be the 3rd pitcher used. This is only going to be his 6th game of the season. It's worked 3 1/3 innings so far, and he's got a ERA fluffed up around 8.10. So Ryan Hendricks on in relief of Hoffman. So it'll be interesting to see how this is going to play out here today. Hendricks is on in relief, and here comes the first pitch. It is a fastball taken at the knees for a called strike. The count is 0-1 to Donovan. So Hoffman's day is done. Our friend in the living room says the shift is overpowered. That's why they're getting rid of it. There's a fastball that catches the lower part of the strike zone. The count is 0-2. How about the hitters working on trying to beat the shift, changing their approach at the plate? I don't understand why they don't bunt enough or why they don't try to slap the ball the other way just to be able to get on base in certain situations. There's a fastball swung on it, is grounded to second. Sliding down to his right, making the play backhanded is India. He throws to first. He's going to be able to erase Donovan on a ground out 4-3 for out number 1. One of the young fellows who used to work for me who played in the Boston organization was told when he was in the minor leagues a number of years ago, they said to all the minor leaguers, do not bunt into the shift. My question would be is why? If you're going to put the shift on, if that's how you're going to play it, why can't we bunt into the shift? Maybe they'll stop shifting. That was the instructions that they had in the Red Sox organization back in 2013, 2014, around that time. There's a first pitch breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0 to Edmundo Sosa. Sosa today is 1 for 1. He was also hit by a pitch. He's got a couple RBIs. here comes the 1-0 offering from Hendricks. He kicks and delivers. It is a fastball that misses down, and the count is now 2-0. You would think if you're going to put the shift on you, you're going to try to find a way on. I get it. Maybe if you've got a runner on first base, or maybe you've got a different situation. But if I've got a situation where I can slap the ball and be able to find a way on base, why not? There's a fastball that misses inside, and the count now goes to 3-0 on Sosa. So 3 balls and no strikes. Sosa has raised his batting average on the season up to 190 with that hit his last time up. Here comes the 3-0 from the right-hander Hendricks. It's a fastball that misses in, and Sosa is going to be aboard for the 3rd time today with a 1-out walk, and that's going to bring up the right fielder Lars Nootbaar. Nootbaar today is one of the few players that has not enjoyed his afternoon to this part. He's got 2 at-bats to the plate, and he has struck out both times he's come to the plate. He is 0 for 2. So Nootbaar on the season has seen his average drop to 193. He's got 3 homers and 11 RBIs. He bats from the left side against the right-handed throwing Hendricks, who kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that just misses off the inside corner. The count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Nootbaar digs in. He waggles the bat. Hendricks leans in, gets the sign from his catcher, and he's ready to go back to work. And here comes the 1-0 offering. It is a fastball swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 1-1. I can see why the Reds like Hendricks in some ways. Hendricks is got some movement on his pitches. There's something there to work with. So here comes the 1-1 pitch. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses outside. Off to second goes the runner. And sliding in safely is Sosa. That's going to be a stolen base. It's the 2nd stolen base of the ball game for the St. Louis Cardinals. I'm not sure if they're running on the pitchers or if they're running on Stevenson. To me, it looked like it was a rather slow delivery to the dish. But the throw from Stevenson was to the left field side of second base. They had no chance to be able to get Sosa as he slides in there safely head first. So Sosa is now in scoring position. And the count is 2 balls and 1 strike to Nootbaar. Nootbaar has to have one of the better names right now in all of baseball. There's a fastball swung on. It is popped up just behind second base, moving over underneath it and battling the sun is the shortstop Farmer, who makes the catch. That is going to retire Nootbaar for the 2nd out of the inning. Going to leave it all up to the catcher, Andrew Knizner. So just as we said, with Nootbaar not enjoying his afternoon at the plate, Andrew Knizner is in the same boat. He is 0 for 2 today, and he has struck out twice. Once against Nick Lodolo and once against the reliever Jeff Hoffman. So now he gets to try his luck against the right-hander Ryan Hendricks. So Hendricks holds at the belt, and now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. Curious to see how much they would want to stretch Hendricks out. Is he going to be in to eat a couple innings, or is he going to be in for 1? One would have to think you might want to see if you can get 2 or 3 innings out of somebody. I think that's what I would have thought out of Hoffman. Hoffman's one of those guys who can give you more than 1, but he just lasted the 1 inning. Here comes the 1-0 offering. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into right center field. Drifting over to his right and making the catch is Tyler Naquin, and that is going to do it here, as Knizner is gone for the 3rd out of the inning. Well, there was no runs, no hits, no errors, and there was 1 runner left aboard. 8 runners the Cardinals have stranded through 4 innings. Your score after 4, it is the St. Louis Cardinals 7, the Cincinnati Reds 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call in just a few minutes. Appreciate you all for being here. Here is our friend Steve Rademacher again.
Domo arigato. Sorry if I mispronounced that. I'm new at this. Thank you for watching Last Raps Baseball. Tell all your friends and family to come check him out, ask some questions during the telecast, and give him a good sub and a thumbs up. And this is Steve coming back at you And some new things on my channel, Star Wars figures that everybody likes. We have Mad magazines from the 1970s. We try to avoid the Noid. And for your pleasure, once in a while, we can open up Michael Jackson if you want, the cards. We have Elvis. We have Sadahar O. We love everything that is everything, so we even have the Beatles fighting with lightsabers. Look at that, John and George. Once in a while, we'll even have my brother take over my channel on a Tuesday. So once again, everybody tell your friends, come see Freddie at Last Raps Baseball. And right now, I'm going to kick it right back to you, Freddie.
Welcome back, everybody. We're moving to the top of the fifth inning. It is Miles Michaelis coming on to face Donovan Solano, Tyler Naquin, and Nick Senzel. It's going to be the 6, 7, and 8 hitters in the batting order for the Cincinnati Reds. Solano today is 1 for 1. He was erased on a fielder's choice his first time up. Here's the first offering from Michaelis. It's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Michaelis has been very efficient in his 4 innings of work, 55 pitches here today. He's been all around the strike zone. It is meat and potatoes baseball. That is for sure. There's a fastball that just misses down, and the count is 1-1. He is aiming to be able to throw strikes. That's what he wants. And that is exactly what he is doing. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Michaelis rocks into the motion and delivers. There's a fastball swung on it as hits slowly up the middle. It is fielded by Sosa. He throws to first as he picked it up barehanded, and Solano is gone on a ground out 6-3. It's been a good day for Edmundo Sosa. The plate and in the field, he's made some nice plays. Sosa has been on in different ways at the plate with a walk, a single, a hit by pitch. He's got a couple RBIs. He's got a stolen base. That's the 4th time today he has been involved in a putout. He's got 2 assists and he's got 2 putouts. So that is going to bring up the right fielder Tyler Naquin, and the first pitch is a fastball that just misses off the outside corner. The count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to Naquin. Michaelis rocks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses upstairs, and now the count is 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes to Naquin. Our Fred in the living room says, Moneyball ruined baseball. Well, in some ways, it's not helped the game, but in other ways, it has really helped the game. I mean, when you think about the Oakland Athletics, there's a first pitch fastball that's swung on, it's a first fastball that's been swung on and missed, and that is now 2-1 to Naquin. When you think of Moneyball, or at least when I think of Moneyball, just how it is been used, it really changes the way in which teams value their players. There's a fastball that is swung on and missed, and the count is 2-2. And one of the trades that always comes to mind is the trade that sent Edner Enciarte and as the key component with Dansby Swanson to the Braves, and in return for Shelby Miller. Shelby Miller never really panned out. And the Braves got themselves a Gold Glove winner in Enciarte and a pretty good shortstop in Dansby Swanson. There's a fastball that misses upstairs, and count now goes to 3-2 on Naquin. The whole point being is that how a team values their players through Moneyball is where it's important. And so the teams like the Diamondbacks, the Tigers in particular, there's a breaking ball that misses upstairs, and that's going to be ball 4 as Naquin's going to get himself a 1-out walk. That is going to bring up the center fielder Nick Senzel. It's also going to break the streak of retired players. It was 9 in a row retired by Michaelis till that walk here. But when you think of how players are valued by their teams, The disadvantage is whether you believe in the analytics or whether you believe in Moneyball or not, you need to also understand how other teams value your players. That's why when the Tampa Bay Rays come calling these days, don't pick up the phone. They don't seem to miss on too many trades. And if they do, they quickly fix that mistake in a hurry. And the more recent one I'm thinking about is the trade that the Detroit Tigers made with the Tampa Bay Rays for Isak Paredes for Austin Meadows. But not only did they get Paredes, as there's a breaking ball that misses outside to Senzel, they also got a competitive balance pick. So Paredes has been named the player of the week in the American League. He's got 13 homers on the year last time I checked. Austin Meadows can't get off the disabled list. So 1 ball and no strikes. And here's the pitch from Michaelis. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away. Count is 1-1. But the Rays just don't seem to make mistakes time and time again. The trade to get rid of Blake Snell to the Padres. Not saying that Snell wouldn't have helped the Rays, but he sure hasn't given the Padres the return that the King's ransom they had to get him. So here comes the offering now from Michaelis. It's a breaking ball that is swung on and fouled away, and the count now goes to 1-2. So those are some thoughts on the money ball. Again, how players are valued and how they look at them. And certainly with the technology that is today that the have, especially to be able to track players, the StatCast, it can make an impact on how you decide to shape your club. It's almost like we're watching a video game played in real life by real life people rather than a video game being played by fake people. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is 1-2. And I guess where I'm going with that is the analysis using the stuff that we have today to be able to determine who can play and where they can play and how they can play. Certainly helps out some of those teams, especially the smaller market teams, to be able to compete with the big spenders like the Yankees and the Dodgers and some of those others. Now, the Yankees and the Dodgers, they all use their analytics. But the question is how you use it is the more important question. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Michaelis kicks and delivers. It is a fastball swung on and is grounded foul. It's going to keep the count at 1-2. The other part to that is analytics give you an educated guess. You still have to be able to see what the hitters are doing and the players are doing. It shouldn't always be the be-all and the end-all. And I think sometimes the managers just fall in love with their printouts. So here comes the 1-2 offering as Michaelis holds at the belt and he kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on and it is grounded foul down the third base line. It's going to keep the count at 1 ball and 2 strikes to Senzel. Analytics should be used as a basis to help you make decisions, but not to be the sole decision maker. Because in game, certain things are happening. For example, like as a manager, your eyes are going to work when you see your pitcher is tiring. If he starts not to finish his pitches, he starts standing up a little bit more. That would be one decision. Another, and that could come earlier than later, depending upon what his normal innings pitched would be. And there's a fastball that swung on. It's lifted foul down the right field line. And the count remains at 1-2. So Solano was retired to lead off the inning. It was a walk to Naquin, and we're at 1 ball and 2 strikes to Senzel here. But Michaelis has really had to work against Senzel as this is going to be the 8th pitch of the at-bat. So Michaelis gets the sign from the catcher. Kisner works to the outside of the plate, and there's a fastball that just misses off the outside corner, and the count now goes to 2-2. So pitch number 9 about to happen here to Senzel. As he redigs himself back in, Michaelis gets the sign from his catcher, and he's ready to go back to work. Here comes the offering. It's a breaking ball swung on, and that is lifted foul down the first base line. Count remains at 2-2, and here comes pitch number 10. High fives all around as the gentleman in the upper deck was able to get that one. Gets himself a souvenir. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Senzel. Michaelis holds at the belt. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on, and Another one fouled away, and that is going to be pitch number 11 coming up. So who is going to win this war? We don't always get to see these long at-bats. We do in the Japanese League, and I think the reason for it there is because they just don't have the put-away pitches sometimes. They don't have that 97, 8-mile-an-hour fastball. When you can see that happen where you're battling against a guy throwing 95, 6, 7, and 8, makes it way more impressive than fouling off guys throwing 87. And there's a breaking ball that misses upstairs. And the count is now full to Senzel. So Michaelis has got his work cut out for him. Pitch number 12 of the at-bat coming up here. Senzel has really worked the St. Louis right-hander. Michaelis holds at the belt. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on, and another one fouled away. Whoa, wait a second here. He took a swing at that, and they said that had hit him. So let's see if they are going to have a visit out here. We're going to have to take a look at that on the replay. That was bizarre. Unless they felt that he held up on the pitch. Ah, that's what it was. It's catcher's interference. We didn't get the point, so he wins it on the catcher's interference. So that's going to go down in the books as an E2. So Senzel is going to get there. I thought, why does he get first base? But it's catcher's interference by the Cardinal catcher Kisner. He'll get charged with an error. It's going to advance Naquin over to second. As Maddox has come to the mound to talk to his right-hander Michaelis. The pitch there, it was where the location of the pitch was. I thought, it can't be giving him the base because of a hit by pitch. There's no way that's going to happen, but certainly on the replay you could see. So that puts runners at first and second. This is the first time today the Reds have threatened after the leadoff home run of the ballgame by India. So runners at first and second. And Stuart Fairchild steps to the plate. He is 0 for 1 today. He struck out his first time up. And here comes the first offering from the right-hander Michaelis, who kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball swung on and fouled away. The count is quickly 0-1. Fairchild's average has slipped to 118 on the season. As we mentioned before, he's a Seattle native, Fairchild. Originally second-round pick, the Reds in the 2017 draft. There's a breaking ball that misses outside. The count is now 1-1. He ended up in the Arizona organization in 2021, and he was with Seattle and the San Francisco Giants this year for a cup of coffee at each stop, and now he is a Cincinnati Red again. And there's a fastball swung on. It's grounded back to the pitcher, Michaelis. Over to second for one, back to first, and that is going to do it. That is going to be a 1-4-3 double play as Fairchild has grounded into it to end the inning. The Reds threaten, but they do not score here in the top of the fifth. There were no runs in the inning. There were no hits, no errors, and one runner left aboard. We're now through 4.5. It is the St. Louis Cardinals 7, the Cincinnati Reds 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few. With the call at the bottom of the fifth inning. We're glad you guys could stop in here today and listen to some afternoon baseball with us. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back after this.
Well, you got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole.
That's right, everybody. It's 7-1. We're moving to the top of the fifth. We'll be back in about 45 seconds. It's time to get a drink. And we're moving to the bottom of the fifth inning. Hang tight. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the bottom of the fifth inning. It's going to be the top of the order. Tommy Edman, Dylan Carlson, and Paul Goldschmidt due up here. It was Ryan Hendricks who had come on in relief in the fourth inning. He was the most effective pitcher so far for the Cincinnati Reds today. He has come back on for his second inning of work. Edman today has been on base all three times he's come to the plate. He's got 2 singles and a walk. Takes a first pitch breaking ball over for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. He's also scored 3 runs today, and he's stolen a base. So he's on all over the offensive stat sheets. And here comes the offering from Hendricks, who kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball, swung on it, missed, and now the count goes to 0-2 on Edman. Edman will be followed by Carlson and Goldschmidt here, the top of the order. 7 runs in the first 3 innings for the Cardinals as they jumped all over the starter Nick Lodolo and then added a couple of more off of the reliever Jeff Hoffman. Here's the pitch from Hendricks. It's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is now 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. It's just a gorgeous day for baseball in St. Louis. Temperature is a little bit on the warm side as it is pushing 100 degrees. You gotta like that for baseball weather. Here comes the 1-2 offering now from Hendricks. And he kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball. It's taken for a called third strike. Edman stood there like the house by the side of the road and watched it go by for the first out of the inning. That is going to bring up the center fielder, Dylan Carlson. For Carlson today, he has 1 for 3. He struck out his first 2 times up against the starter Lodolo. Then he had a triple and knocked in a run his last time up. He has raised his average to 260 on the season. The switch hitter bats from the left side against the right-handed throwing Hendricks. And here's the first offering. It's a fastball that misses off the outside corner, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to Dylan Carlson. Carlson waggling the bat, waiting on the 1-0 offering from the right-hander Hendricks, who kicks and delivers. It is a fastball that just misses outside, and the count is now 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Our friend Elvis is here. He says, score, please, and thank you. Well, Elvis, thanks for stopping in. We appreciate it. You'll notice the ticker across the bottom will give you the current score line. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep left field. Moving back, and underneath it is the left fielder, Fairchild. He's going to make the catch on the warning track, and that is going to put Carlson away for the second out of the inning. So 2 up and 2 away, and that's going to bring up the designated hitter, Paul Goldschmidt. For Goldschmidt today, he is 2 for 3. He's got a homer. He's got 3 RBIs. He's also got a single. He's also flown to right field. He has raised his season average to 332 on the afternoon. As we mentioned before, he is a leader in most offensive statistics in the National League. He takes a first pitch breaking ball over for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. As we said, we do appreciate everybody who pops into the stream and checks us out. We will be back on later tonight for our typical NPB game. So if you want to listen to some Japanese baseball, we'll be here. There's a fastball swung on and missed, and the count is now 0-2 to Goldschmidt. So since Hendricks has come in, he's really settled it down for the Reds. He was able to stop the bleeding after Lodolo and Hoffman combined to give the Cardinals a 7-run head start here. There's a fastball taken for a called third strike. And Goldschmidt goes down looking for out number 3, and that is going to do it here in the 5th inning for the Cardinals. They go quietly with no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left aboard. We're now through 5 complete. It is the St. Louis Cardinals 7, the Cincinnati Reds 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call of the top of the 6th inning when we return. Here is our friend Steve Rademacher once again.
Hello, guys. Thank you for joining Freddie here on his baseball game. And I'm Steve Rademacher, and my channel is really all about everybody, including all my international friends. We have such stuff as non-sport packs from Canada, the OP Cheese. We have the Greek Freak. We have money from around the world. We have lira. We have yen. We have francs. We have pounds. We have Deutschmarks. We have all kinds of cool stuff like that. We even have some cooler things like Japanese women wrestlers and OPG baseball cards where I cannot read the back. We even have unopened material like the royal family, I know it's backwards, from London, England. Thank you for watching. Back to Freddie.
Appreciate you there, Steve. We'll be back in just a couple moments with the call of the top of the sixth inning. We're glad you guys could be here with us. Here is our friend Dave. Check him out after the game.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for checking out the game and Last Raps Baseball. This is Dave's Zero Thought Sports Card. If you like pack openings, baseball, all that good stuff, check us out. Drop a comment on our channel this month to win a mystery pack of cards. All you gotta do is say Last Rap sent you to be entered. And we'll drop a video later on this month announcing the winner. Enjoy the game.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the top of the sixth inning, and it'll be the top of the order coming up for the Cincinnati Reds as Miles Michaelis is on for his sixth inning of work. Outside of the leadoff home run by Jonathan India to get the ball game going, Michaelis has really settled down and has been in pretty much cruise control since then. And it is going to be the top of the order, which will be India, Drury, and Farmer to get things going here in the sixth. The first pitch is a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0. 80 pitches through the first 5 innings for Michaelis, as he is probably going to be in about his last inning of work, one would think. And there is a fastball swung on. This ball is belted to deep left field. Back onto the warning track is O'Neill, and he makes the catch as he braces himself against the wall. India has sent that ball a long way, but it is just going to be out number 1 here in the sixth inning. So 1 up and 1 away. Brings up the designated hitter, Brandon Drury. For Drury today, he is 0 for 2. He is grounded to third and grounded to short in his 2 trips to the plate. So Drury is stepping to the plate here with 1 gone. He bats from the right side against the right-handed throwing Michaelis, who rocks into the motion and delivers a first pitch fastball swung on. It is popped up over on the first base side. There's room in foul territory, and Albert Pujols is going to make the catch. And that is 2 quick outs here in the sixth inning, and that's going to leave it all up to the shortstop, Kyle Farmer. So 2 up and 2 away. Farmer steps to the plate. There is action all over the out-of-town scoreboard. We'll start picking that off as there's quite a few games now underway. 5 games just got going here at the 1 o'clock Pacific hour or 4 p.m. Eastern time hour. But there are some games that are moving along as this one is. The Cubs and the Mets in the first game of a doubleheader. It's 1-1 Cubs in the middle of the sixth inning. There's a first pitch fastball delivered to Farmer, taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. As we mentioned in our chat, the Twins have a 6-1 lead over the White Sox. That game's in the bottom of the fourth. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on and lifted foul. It's going to run the count to 0-2 on Farmer. The Royals have a 2-1 lead over the Blue Jays. That game is in the top of the fourth inning. All the other games that just got underway, there's no score between the Tigers, Guardians. The Rockies, Pirates are actually in the fourth. There's no score there. There's a ground ball hit to shortstop. Fielded neatly by Sosa. He throws to first. And that is going to retire Farmer. That is a quick 1-2-3 inning. Maybe we will see Michaelis for the 7th. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left aboard. We are now through 5.5 innings in St. Louis. It is the Cardinals 7, the Reds 1. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back in just a couple moments after this. We're glad you guys could pop in here and join us. Here is our friend Matt Hollis once again.
Well, you've got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right. if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole.
Appreciate you there, Matt, and your support of our channel. And in turn, we like to support Matt Hollis. Be sure to check him out after the game. Hold tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a few. The call at the bottom of the sixth. Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be the 4, 5, and 6 hitters in the batting order, and it's going to be Albert Pujols, Tyler O'Neill, and Brendan Donovan to face the right-hander. And we expect that it's still going to be, actually, it's going to be the left-hander now, Reiver Sanmartin, who is coming back into the ballgame. Sanmartin originally was a starter to begin the year, but he is going to be the 4th pitcher of record now for the Cincinnati Reds, as he's going to take over from the reliever Hendricks. So Reiver Sanmartin in. He began the year as a starter, and he has now moved his way into the bullpen. So I got a chance to see him earlier in the year. I would have thought that he was more of a bullpen arm, and there's a first pitch fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. He throws from the left side, does Sanmartin. He's got a fluffed up ERA of 8.13, and there's a breaking ball swung on and missed, and now the count goes to 0-2 on Pujols. He's nice moments, though, in a Reds uniform, but one thing that I would say is that Reiver just doesn't throw as hard as most. There is a breaking ball swung on his check swing over to Votto. He flips it to Sanmartin. Pujols in the shift, so Sanmartin had to get over. It's going to go down as out 3-1 for the first out of the inning. That's going to bring up the left fielder, Tyler O'Neill. I was about to say that Reiver Sanmartin is from the Colombian pipeline. Pretty much before the year 2000 in the big leagues, there were hardly any Colombian-born players playing Major League Baseball. In fact, prior to the year 2000, there were only 3. And not very good or average players at best. Now they are really starting to put in some players since 2000 in the big leagues. There's a first pitch breaking ball to Tyler O'Neill that misses, and the count is 1-0. O'Neill today has been on base twice. He has hit by a pitch and walked, and there's a breaking ball swung on it. Has popped up over on the right side of the infield, racing back, but it's trouble. Coming in is Naquin, but it's going to fall down in between the second baseman and the right fielder. And that is going to end up as a base hit for O'Neill. Tyler O'Neill needs to be questioned on that one. That ball was hit. He ends up at first base. Was he going hard out of the batter's box? Well, we're going to have to go and have a look at that one. We're going to get a look at it again. He started running toward first base, and he's not moving quickly. The ball ends up dropping in between the fielders, and he's got himself a single. I wonder what the conversation with the veteran Joey Votto would be over there at first base. He is safely aboard, but he probably should have been standing on second if he's racing hard out of the box. There's a first pitch fastball ticket for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. It's not like O'Neill can't run. He can move pretty good. So no balls and 1 strike to Brendan Donovan. So Donovan today is officially 0 for 1. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is now 0-2. It would absolutely drive me crackers if that was the case. As they 3 Canadians all within a vicinity of one another at first base there. Stubby Clapp, the first base coach from Windsor, Ontario. The first baseman, Joey Votto from Etobicoke. And the runner from Maple Ridge is Tyler O'Neill. So here's the 0-2 pitch. It is a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 0-2 to Donovan. We're talking about that Colombian pipeline, however, and explaining a little bit about where some of these players had come from. We were talking about this before. They've Julio Teheran, Jose Quintana, those two in particular followed the likes of Orlando Cabrera and Edgar Renteria. There they throw over to first base, and getting back easily in time is the base runner O'Neill. But Quintana was an all-star. Julio Teheran was a 2-time all-star. Renteria was a 5-time all-star. But then you've got some everyday players in the big leagues like Gio Urshela, Donovan Solano, who's in this ball game. He's from Colombia. There's a pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on. It is lifted into shallow center field. Moving over and making the catch is Senzel, and he is going to retire Donovan for the second out of the inning. Another player who really pops for me is Jorge Alfaro. Alfaro is with the San Diego Padres right now. They also have Nabil Crismat, who is also with them as well. Jeter Downs, who was recently called up by the Boston Red Sox, also a Colombian-born player. So Edmundo Sosa steps to the plate. He is 1 for 1 today. He's also been hit by a pitch and drawn a walk. He's got himself a couple of RBIs. So San Martin holds at the belt, and now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. Sosa has had a really good afternoon. 2 RBIs, a stolen base. He's also made some plays, nice defensive plays in the infield. So here comes the 1-0 offering. St. Martin kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is now 2-0. Others who have been in the big leagues, there's a Tayron Guerrero who's over in the NPB. He is also a Colombian-born player. We see him a little bit. Here comes the 2-0 offering. There's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count now is 2-1 to Sosa. Harold Ramirez, who's been with the Indians and the Marlins, he's also Colombian-born, another name. Gio Urshela is more of a household name. He's the everyday third baseman pretty much for the Twins these days, former Yankee. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted into deep right field. Racing back and making the catch is the right fielder Naquin, and that is going to do it here for the Cardinals in their half of the 6th inning. As they are retired here, they got no runs on 1 hit. There was no errors and 1 runner left aboard. We are now through 6 complete. It is the St. Louis Cardinals 7, the Cincinnati Reds 1. Stick around, everybody. We're going to the top of the 7th inning. When we return, we're glad you guys could be here with us today. We appreciate you all for listening in. Hang tight. Here is our friend Steve Rademacher once again.
This is Steve Rademacher, and I'd like to introduce you to my channel if you haven't seen it before. These are all the things I enjoy: sports, autographs, relics, non-sports Hall of Famers, pseudo-sports, Star Wars. That's my channel name and my name, and I would really appreciate it if you would come check me out and maybe even subscribe if you like it. Thank you for that for now, and back to your ball game.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and your support of the channel. And in turn, we like to support Steve Rademacher after the game. Be sure to go check him out. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back in just a moment with the call at the top of the 7th inning. 7-1 for St. Louis. Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be the heart of the Cincinnati Red batting order to face the right-hander Miles Michaelis, who is now coming back out for, it looks like, his 7th inning of work. It is going to be Joey Votto, Tyler Stevenson, and Donovan Solano. As Michaelis has held the Reds in check to only 2 hits today. The leadoff home run by Jonathan India to start the ball game. Then after that, it was a 1-out single by Donovan Solano in the second. And that is where we're at. We got Bunny VR in the house today. And if it's a she or a he says hello and we welcome you. So Michaelis here ready to face Votto, Stevenson, and Solano. It's been a very efficient day for the Cardinal right-hander. He has only walked one batter so far in the ball game today. And we just had a bit of a delay as the home plate umpire, Mark Wegner, had stepped aside here, and he looks like he is ready to go. Looks like he had wanted to get some more refreshments. It is a hot day in St. Louis, and you can't blame him. You can see he's absolutely soaked behind the plate. So here we are ready for the live action. Michaelis had 86 pitches through the first 6 innings. And here comes the first offering to Joey Votto, and it is a breaking ball swung on. And this ball is lined through the shift into right field. And Votto is going to get himself a single. That's his first hit of the ball game. So he is aboard with a leadoff single here in the 7th, and that's going to bring up the catcher, Tyler Stevenson. Our friend Bunny VR asks the question, what is the Braves score? Well, the Atlanta Braves are tied at zip against the Washington Nationals. That game is in the bottom of the 2nd inning. That is one of the later starts on the East Coast. It was a start that just came after 4 o'clock. It is early on in that one. Here comes the hitter Stevenson to the plate. He is 0 for 2 today. He is grounded out and he is struck out. There's a first pitch breaking ball that just misses off the outside corner, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to Stevenson. Stevenson on the season is batting .323. There's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is now 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Tyler Stevenson. And Stevenson is just stepped out of the box there, has a couple of words with the umpire, and now he steps back in. Nothing too concerned about. He probably was just asking him if that was as low as he's going to go. And there's a fastball swung on it. It's grounded over to third. It's fielded. They throw to second for 1. Back to first. It's a Cardinal double play. It's going to go down as a 5-4-3 double play as the third baseman was able to get that one going. As Brendan Donovan turned it over to the second baseman, Edman, who returned it back to Pujols. And that is going to be 2 quick outs. That is going to bring up the third baseman, Donovan Solano. So for Solano, he is 1 for 2 today. Solano's got a single and 2 trips to the plate. Also has grounded out to the shortstop. So Michaelis rocks into the motion and delivers. There's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0. As we mentioned, Solano is another one of those Colombian-born players, along with Reaver St. Martin, the pitcher for the Reds now in the ball game. So here's the pitch from Michaelis. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count now is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Our programming notes coming up. We've got the NPB game tonight and tomorrow night, a rare Sunday night North American game on the docket. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count now goes to 1-2 on Solano. We also are going to do the Tigers and the Guardians tomorrow. That game is going to be the final game of that set. The Guardians are jumped out to a 3-0 lead on the Tigers. It looks like Jose Ramirez is getting warmed up for the home run derby as he hit a 3-run shot for the Guardians in their half of the first. Here's the pitch from Michaelis. It's a fastball at 96 that misses upstairs, and the count is now 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Donovan Solano. He waggles the bat. He's got that slightly open stance. And here comes the offering from Michaelis. It's a fastball swung on. It's grounded over to third. It's fielded by Donovan. It's off the base. Pujols makes the catch, but he applies the tag to the runner. What a nice play by the veteran first baseman. It's going to go down as a ground out 5-3. That's going to end the inning. But Pujols, what a fantastic cagey play. As that he'll do it here for the Reds in their half of the inning. There was no runs, a hit, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're now moving to the bottom of the 7th inning. It is the St. Louis Cardinals 7, the Cincinnati Reds 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments. The call at the bottom of the 7th inning. We're glad you guys could be here to check this one out with us. Whether you listen live or on delay, we're glad you're here.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 8, 9, and 1 hitters in the batting order for the Cardinals coming up. That means Lars Nootbaar, Andrew Kisner, and Tommy Edman. And it was Reavers St. Martin who was on in relief in the 6th inning. We're going to do a quick check to see if Reavers coming back out for inning number 2, but he's not. It is going to be Alexis Diaz coming in now in relief. He'll be the 5th pitcher used. So Alexis Diaz on in relief. Our friend Bunny VR asked the question and says, is Arenado not playing? Yeah, Nolan Arenado is getting the day off today. I wonder if it had to do when he had slid into the couple of nights ago when he had slid feet first into the facing of the dugout in that ball game the other night. He's still a little bit sore from that. Here's the first pitch. It's a 94-mile-an-hour fastball that misses upstairs to Nootbaar, and the count is 1-0. So Nootbaar, Kisner, and Edman, as they are batting here. And here's the offering. It is a fastball from Diaz that misses outside, and the count is now 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes to Lars Nootbaar. Nootbaar today struck out twice against the starter Lodolo, and then he popped out to short his last time up. There's a fastball that misses off the outside corner, and the count is now 3-0. Diaz is looking for his command of his fastball right now. He's got some heat. We're seeing him ring it up to 96 miles an hour, and I have a feeling there's more in the tank here. It's kind of an effortless 96. Here comes the pitch. It is a fastball that carves the plate right in half at 94 for a called strike, and the count is now 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike to Lars Nootbaar. Nootbaar rests his bat on the shoulder and he lifts it off as the offering comes from Diaz. It's a fastball that misses outside, and Nootbaar is going to get himself a leadoff walk here in the 7th inning. It's going to bring up the catcher, Andrew Kisner. For Kisner today, he is 0 for 3. He has struck out twice, and he has flown out to right. As we said, it's a really hot day in St. Louis. The temperature is hovering around the 100-degree mark. Most of the day has not seen a lot of cloud in the sky, only for really a brief moment a couple innings ago that we had some cloud cover. For the most part, it is the sun bearing down today on the players. Here comes the first offering. It is a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into shallow center field. It's going to get down for a base hit. Stopping at second is Nootbaar. And Kisner is aboard with a single here. That is going to bring the top of the order up, Tommy Edman. And so the Cardinals are flapping their wings here in the bottom of the 7th, looking to pad to that lead of 7-1. So Kisner is the runner at first, and Nootbaar the runner at second. Edmund today has had a fine day offensively. He is 2 for 3. He's got himself a couple of singles, a walk. He scored 3 runs. And here comes the first offering. It is a fastball that misses up and away, and the count is 1-0 to Edmund. Well, if I'm the manager for the Reds, I might want to get my bullpen going here because Diaz right now has not been as effective as anticipated. 5 of these 7 pitches have been for balls, and 1 pitch that he did throw for a strike ended up as a hit. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded to Votto at first. They go to second for 1, but they're not going to be able to turn the double play. Edmund gets down the line. Well, the pitcher couldn't get over in time. So that'll be a fielder's choice. 3-6 to retire Kisner. The first out of the inning. Edmund is aboard on that fielder's choice. It's going to advance Nootbaar to third. That is going to bring up the center fielder, Dylan Carlson. For Carlson on the afternoon, he is 1 for 4. He's tripled home a run. He's struck out a couple of times and flown out. But we're going to have a quick look here as there's a challenge on the field. I wonder what they're going to challenge. I wonder if they're going to challenge to see if there was a attempt to, well, that's what it is. You know what? I wouldn't be very happy with this because realistically, this is the neighborhood play. They're saying that the shortstop has come off the base early. Kisner has pulled up and he has started to move all the way out of the throwing lane so they could complete the double play. If they end up getting that and loading the bases, it's kind of in a way, a chintzy and a cheap challenge. Marmol is the manager for the St. Louis Cardinals, and you know the way that David Bell will feel about that. I have a feeling somebody's going to get plunked here. You're up by 7 runs, or up 7-1. I know it's still only a 6-run ball game, but maybe we stay around, everybody. We may have some fireworks as David Bell is a little bit ticked off in the dugout. Eyes are on him. They do have a substitution as they do have a new infielder in the ball game. As the Cincinnati Reds had made a replacement defensively, it is Kyle Farmer out and Matt Reynolds is in as his replacement. And he was the one who had fielded the ball. In some ways, it's like a neighborhood play. You know, you're wanting to protect the second baseman at second base. That's what I'd be asking for is, hey, why is that not the neighborhood play? The runner had already given up and had yielded into the infield grass. It's also a common sense play. So here comes the explanation from the home plate umpire. And they're going to reverse the call. It is now going to load the bases. So forget the fielder's choice. There's nobody out. The bases are loaded. It's got a big smile from Kisner. We're going to have to see how they're going to score that one if it's going to be an error. But they flipped the call. We're going to have to see what happens. And Joey Votto's got a few things he's got to say. As Joey Votto is fairly vocal. And now the Reds are going to play the infield in. A 7-1 lead, and they're bringing the infield in. A base hit here. They'll hammer through. That's going to blow this game apart. So Diaz ready to offer one up to Carlson. There's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. So they're going to call that a throwing error on Joey Votto, which allows Edmund to reach the base. So Votto's going to get himself an error. He's not very happy. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on and lifted foul over on the third base side, and the count is now 0-2 to Carlson. Carlson, the switch hitter, batting from the left side. He's 1 for 4 today. He's tripled home a run. He's struck out twice and flown out to left. But they do have the infield in. Votto is pacing like a panther over at first base. So no balls and 2 strikes. I don't know. If I'm Marmol, maybe I just let sleeping dogs lie, being Cincinnati. They're the worst team in the Central Division. They've got no chance at anything here. Here comes the pitch. There's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is now 1-2. If you really want to get yourself into a rivalry with a team that's the cellar dweller, it's maybe the Cubs and the Reds have something in common. because neither team is very good. The St. Louis Cardinals are battling for top spot, looking to gain ground here on the Milwaukee Brewers, who were losers last night. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded up the middle. It's fielded by Reynolds. He comes home, and it gets by Stevenson. Sliding in safely and touching the plate is the runner, Nootbaar. Going to see how they're going to score that, but it went right through Stevenson. You got a catcher who needs to catch the ball. There was nothing wrong with the throw from the shortstop, Reynolds. Yeah, it was a little bit there, although the ball was down, but it went right through him. And the runner slid into the plate. It goes all the way to the backstop. Tyler Stevenson, the catcher's got to catch the ball or at the bare minimum stop the ball. It went right through the wickets on him. So we're going to see how they're going to score that one, if it'll be a fielder's choice. That's going to bring up Paul Goldschmidt. But regardless, the score is now 8-1. So it's going to advance Kisner over to third. Edman is now the runner at second. It's going to bring Bell out to the mound, as Carlson has reached first safely. We're just waiting on the scoring decision for that one. I assume that's going to be a fielder's choice. I don't think it's going to be an error on the throw, but we'll see what they say. It is a throwing error. It's going to be an error on it is a fielder's choice and an E6 to Reynolds. So 2 errors in the inning. Now charged to the Reds, and Paul Goldschmidt is heading back into the dugout. I wonder if they're going to pinch hit for Goldschmidt here. The score now at 8-1. But we've got a break in the action, as I think we're going to see ourselves a pitching change here as Bell had come out to the mound. So hang tight, everybody. We'll be back here in just a couple minutes. It's 8-1 for the Cardinals, and they are brewing for more here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Hang tight. Here's our friend Steve Rademacher.
Hey guys, and thank you, Freddie. Steve coming back at you. That's right, Steve Rademacher. I would like to thank each and every one of you that is tuned into my channel. And today, let's do a little shout out for some other great channels you should be watching. There is WVogs 18. There's Big D's Sports and Collectibles. You all know another Hollis build. Why not Like Father, Like Son? That's a great duo that does some great stuff. It shows some great cards. And of course, the one and only Bud Stoney, creators of One of Ones, the creator of One of Ones, and they're all signed on the back. Bud Stoney, One of One, like this beautiful Robin Yount that he made for me. He made me another Robin Yount, this time mini, and a Christian Yelich mini. Great cards, and he does more than cards. We have darts of Hulk Hogan and many other things. So give them a look-see and give me another look-see. Subscribers are always welcome, and back to Freddie.
Appreciate you there, Steve. We do have a pitching change here as Alexis Diaz's day is done. It is going to be Buck Farmer coming into the game. It's going to be his 14th appearance of the year. He's worked 15 and a third innings. He's got an ERA of 5.87. And Farmer, the former Detroit Tiger, is taking over here. He's going to be the 6th pitcher used on the day by the Cincinnati Reds. So Farmer in relief. It is going to be Goldschmidt to face him. It is 8-1 here for the Cardinals. They got the bases loaded and nobody out. Goldschmidt is looking to add to his RBI total. He's already got 3 today to give him 70 on the season. So Farmer working from the stretch, and he kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball, dropping in for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Goldschmidt. Goldschmidt 2 for 4. He's got a homer, a single, 3 RBIs. He's also struck out and flown out to right field. Farmer now holds at the chest, and he kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball that drops in for another called strike, and the count is now 0-2. So a steady diet of breaking balls fed up here to Goldschmidt. The bottom half of the 7th inning. Farmer, the former Tiger, as I remember him, used to be a hard-throwing right-hander. But he had some shoulder troubles in Detroit. There's a pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on and missed. And Goldschmidt is gone for the first out of the inning here in the 7th. That's going to bring up the schedule to bring up the first baseman, Albert Pujols. So as we said, there is a candidate for a double play. This is the guy, the all-time leader. And grounded into double plays is held by Albert Pujols. Pujols bats from the right side. He's got his average up to 216 on the season. He's 1 for 3 today. He's also walked. He scored a couple of runs. And here comes the first offering from Farmer, who kicks and delivers. It is a fastball swung on. This ball is popped up into shallow left field. Coming in underneath it is Stuart Fairchild. He makes the catch. And he fires it in towards home plate. It's going to keep the runner Kisner over at third. So Pujols is gone for the second out of the inning. That is going to bring up the left fielder, Tyler O'Neill. For O'Neill today, he is 1 for 3. Check that. He's actually 1 for 2. He's been hit by a pitch and walked. So he is at the benefit of a pop fly single his last time up. So he comes to bat with 2 away here. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball that catches the outside corner, and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to O'Neill. The bases are full of Cardinals. There's 2 gone here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Buck Farmer is in to try to put out the fire. It is an 8-1 Cardinal lead. And here's the pitch from Farmer. It's a fastball at 95 that misses upstairs. The count is now 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Tyler O'Neill waggles the bat. And Farmer holds at the chest. And here's the pitch. It's a fastball that catches the outside corner, and the count now runs to 1-2 on O'Neill. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Farmer again gets the sign from his catcher, and he comes set. And here's the 1-2 offering, and it is a fastball swung on. It is grounded on 1 hop over to third. It is fielded by Solano, who makes the play and throws it to first. It's going to be a ground out, 5-3. And that is going to do it here for the third out of the inning. There was a run in the inning on 1 hit. There was 2 errors, and there were 3 runners left on base. For the Cardinals today, they have left, count it, 12 runners aboard. The 7 innings so far today. And that is going to do it here for the Cardinals in their half of the 7th. The score is 8-1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call at the top of the 8th inning in just a couple moments. We're glad you guys could be out here with us today. Here is our friend Steve again.
Hello, guys. Thank you for joining Freddie here on his baseball game. And I'm Steve Rademacher, and my channel is really all about everybody, including all my international friends. We have such stuff as non-sport packs from Canada, the OP Cheese. We have the Greek Freak. We have money from around the world. We have lira. We have yen. We have francs. We have pounds. We have Deutschmarks. We have all kinds of cool stuff like that. We even have some cooler things like Japanese women wrestlers and OPC baseball cards where I cannot read the back. We even have unopened material like the royal family, I know it's backwards, from London, England. Thank you for watching. Back to Freddie.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and we'll be back in just a couple moments, everybody, with all the action. We appreciate you being here. It is 8-1 St. Louis as we're moving to the top of the 8th inning. Hold tight. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be a pitching change, and it is going to be T.J. McFarland coming in to replace Miles Michaelis, whose sparkling day is over. McFarland is coming in his 26th appearance of the season. He's worked 28 in the 3rd innings. He's allowed 39 hits, 22 runs, all of which have been earned. He's walked 8 and struck out 16, and he's got an ERA of 6.99. McFarland began his big league career with the Orioles, and then he bounced over to the Diamondbacks and had a brief cup of coffee with the Oakland Athletics, and now he is in his second year with the Cardinals. Left-handed reliever in. He delivers a first pitch breaking ball that misses down for ball one. It is Naquin, Senzel, and Fairchild, the 7, 8, and 9 hitters in the batting order to face the offerings here from the left-handed McFarland today. There's a breaking ball swung out. It is grounded foul, and the count is now 2-0. Just getting some scoring updates. The Tigers are getting beat up by the Guardians right now. It was Jose Ramirez has just hit his second homer of the ball game. He had a 3-run homer in the first, and now he's got a 2-run homer. He's got 5 RBIs on the game. He is getting himself certainly lathered up and ready to go for the home run derby on Tuesday. It'll be his first appearance in that. So check that. It's 1 ball and 1 strike to Tyler Naquin. So the left-hander McFarland ready to offer again. There's a breaking ball swung on it. It's grounded over to second. It's fielded by Edman. He throws to first. That's going to be a ground out 4-3 for out number 1, and that's going to bring up the center fielder Nick Senzel. For Senzel, he is 0 for 2. He has flown out to left, and he has reached on an error. It was catcher's interference that allowed Senzel to reach first base. So officially in the book, actually, he's 0 for 1. They list him here. I'd like to see how they score that, because an error is charged to the catcher, and typically if you reach on an error, you should be credited with an at-bat, but not given the hit. But Senzel is 0 for 1, so I'm curious to see that in the scoring. It'll be something to have to take a look at. Here comes the first pitch. It's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0 to Senzel. Senzel has seen his average dip to 260 on the season. And here comes the 1-0 offering. It is a fastball that misses down and away, and the count is now 2-0. As we said, Senzel is the center fielder. There was talk at one time they were thinking of making him a shortstop, but the shoulder surgery had set him back. And really, he's never been the player that they've expected with the second overall pick. A tremendous athlete, though. There's a breaking ball that misses outside. The count is now 3-0 to Senzel. In some ways, a little bit of a shame with that shoulder injury that has been a career setback for him. And here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball that misses outside, and Senzel's going to draw himself a 1-out walk. So he is aboard for the second time today, and that's going to bring up the left fielder, Stuart Fairchild. For Fairchild, he is 0 for 2 today. He has struck out and grounded into a double play. Fairchild is currently seeing his average drop to 111 on the year. And now stepping off the backside of the mound is McFarland, and he's ready to go back to work here again as he wipes his hand off and gets himself ready to go. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. It is grounded to third, and that's going to eat up the third baseman, Donovan. It gets by him, and everybody's going to be safe. We're going to have to see how they score that. That was going to be a difficult play no matter what. So we'll have to see what the scorer feels about that one. Is it going to be an E5 or is it going to be a base hit? And they are going to rule it as an E5 as Senzel is going to go to second. Fairchild is the runner at first. So with one gone, the Reds have something going here in their half of the top of the 8th inning. It's going to bring the top of the order, Jonathan India, to the plate. So India today is officially 1 for 3. He had a home run to lead off the ball game. There's a fastball that misses down and in, and the count is 1-0. He's also struck out and flown out to left field. So one swing of the bat here, and it all of a sudden makes the game very entertaining. They could cut the lead in half here if India can run into another ball. And there's a breaking ball that misses outside. The count is now 2-0. Of course, these St. Louis fans don't want to hear that because Miles Michaelis had pitched a very good ball game today, going 7 strong. Now McFarland in the game to pitch, trying to eat up an inning here, and he's struggling his way through it, but he's not getting so much help. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is now 3-0. So he got Naquin to ground out to second, then he walked Senzel, then an error by the third baseman on a potential double play ball. Then India has now got 3 balls and no strikes against him. And now the catcher Kisner has gone out to talk to his left-hander. So Jonathan India waiting on the 3-0 offering. As that conference is now over, Pujols, Edman, Sosa, Donovan all around the infield. Waiting here as the left-hander McFarland delivers. It is a fastball that's taken for a called strike, and the count is now 3-1. Brandon Drury is waiting his turn on deck. This game could get turned over in a big hurry if just with one swing of the bat. Here, see, fastball swung on and fouled away, and now the count is 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to India. Then there would be a mad dash rush to the stream for people to listen in to want to know what's going on. So 8-1, the Cardinals have a lead here in the top of the 8th inning. Here comes the 3-2 offering. And McFarland delivers. It's a fastball outside, and that is going to load the bases. As the bases are now full of Reds, it's going to bring Brandon Drury to the plate. So 2 walks and an error, and TJ McFarland has got himself in a whole host of trouble. So Greg Maddux up on the top step, giving some encouragement to his team, specifically to his starter McFarland. So one would think they're going to be trying to trade the runs for the outs. Double play depth they are up the middle. Corners are in, and there's time has been called, as it was the catcher Kisner who had asked for time. So Brandon Drury today is 0 for 3. He's got 2 groundouts, and he's popped out to the first baseman his last time up. And now there's another conference on the mound as Kisner has gone out to talk with Edmundo Sosa and McFarland this time. So they're out there having their words. And so that conference is now over. They've got themselves sorted out. Probably got to go over some signs, but now it's going to bring the manager, Carlos Marmol, out of the dugout. So probably all stall tactics more than anything, as it looks like that the day is going to be over for TJ McFarland. So a little bit too soon, and he's going to hand the ball to Marmol. Or is he going to hand the ball to Marmol? They got the right-hander up and throwing in the Cardinal bullpen, but he hasn't taken the ball from him yet, and now he has. And so TJ McFarland's day is done, as he is back on his way to the dugout. They have called for a right-hander. It's going to be Oviedo coming in. Stick around, everybody. We'll be right back in just a couple minutes with the call here. Bases loaded. We are in the top of the 8th inning. Reds have something brewing here. We'll be right back after this.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for checking out the game and Last Raps Baseball. This is Dave's Zero Thought Sports Card. If you like pack openings, baseball, all that good stuff, check us out. Drop a comment on our channel this month to win a mystery pack of cards. All you gotta do is say Last Rap sent you to be entered. And we'll drop a video later on this month announcing the winner. Enjoy the game.
Welcome back, everybody. It is a pitching change as the Cardinals are going to call in a right-hander. It's going to be Johan Oviedo. He is coming in to face a difficult situation as the Cincinnati Reds have loaded the bases. It's the third year in the big leagues for the Cuban-born right-hander. He is 2-1 on the season. This is his 12th game. He's worked 21 and 2/3 innings. He's allowed 24 hits, 8 runs all earned. He has walked 6 and struck out 21. And he has got it to be able to try to put this one away. Last time I saw Oviedo, he was pitching against the Atlanta Braves in that game that was rain delayed for 2.5 hours. And he got hit with a comebacker right on the arm. Unfortunately for him, he ended up getting knocked out of that ball game. But here he is to face Brandon Drury. The first pitch is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Drury today is 0 for 3. He has grounded out twice, and he has popped to the first baseman. The bases are full of Reds. Senzel at third, Fairchild at second, and India, the runner, at first. So here comes the pitch from Oviedo. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count now is at 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes to Drury. Drury gets himself dug back in as he had hit that one foul over the first base side. The crowd had thinned out a little bit, and one would think with the scoreline at 8-1, they weren't coming back. And there's a fastball swung on it. It's grounded through the 6 hole into left field. Everybody's going to move up a base. It's going to be an RBI single for Drury. That's going to advance Jonathan India over to second. It's going to move Senzel, or it's going to move Fairchild to third. It's going to score Senzel. The scoreline is now 8-2, and that's going to bring up Matt Reynolds to the plate, who came on as a defensive replacement for Kyle Farmer in the last inning. So the bases are full of Reds here in the top of the 8th inning, and the Cardinals are looking for a way to try to close this one out. So Reynolds steps in, and here comes the pitch. It's a breaking ball that catches the outside corner for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Reynolds on the season is batting .253 as he hits from the right side against the right-hander Oviedo. Oviedo holds at the chest, and now he kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball that catches the outside corner, and the count now goes to 0-2. Boy, I think if I'm Matt Reynolds, I want to have that home plate umpire take another look at that pitch. That pitch looked like it was off the outside corner, but Mark Wegner didn't think so. So no balls and 2 strikes. There's a pitch that is a breaking ball that's down. It gets by the catcher. They said that the batter did offer, but that is a wild pitch, and it's going to score Fairchild from third. That's going to be the 3rd run of the game for the Reds. So Reynolds is gone on strikes. He's out for out number 2. But everybody comes up, and we're going to have to see if they score that a wild pitch. I would assume so. It was down in the dirt. Ended up getting right by, and in fact, it went up into the soft netting and up into the off the netting. But India advances over to third. Drury is the runner at second, and that brings Joey Votto to the plate as the Reds are now cut into the lead at 8-3. So one swing of the bat here, and we've got a really entertaining ball game, unless you're a St. Louis fan, and then you're reaching for the Maylocks. Here comes the 1-2 offering. There is the fastball swung on. It is lifted foul over on the third base side, racing over and sliding feet first is Sosa. We got a big problem here. They're calling already for the trainer as Alan Porter is there. That is ugly. I haven't seen anything like that since when I've seen stuff on the National Hockey League, when you see guys go feet first into the board. He is writhing in pain as Sosa. Marmol is on his way out. This does not look good. The trainer is already out there. He's on all fours. We're going to have to get a replay of that one, but he was running hard with Sosa, and he slid feet first right into the stands. Well, the stands are only really up to knee high where they have the netting. It's a very low seating area type area there, and Sosa, who's had an outstanding game today for the Cardinals, be really disappointing if he ends up where he can't continue. We're going to have to see where you're going to make a decision on him here. Tyler O'Neill is in behind him, as is the A couple of the other players in the infield, they're checking on it's his left leg in particular. But right away, the third base umpire, Alan Porter, was waving to the dugout. And now the trainer is reaching for his walkie-talkie. So we're going to see what we got here. Although Sosa does get to his feet, I hope he's all right, because that would have been one nasty-looking injury. We're going to see how he's going to fare here, if he's going to stay in the game or not. We're going to look at that replay again. He came flying over, make a chance. So he got onto the warning track. He slid, and it was his left leg that he put out there first. And he slid right in, feet first into the wall. And as we said, it was his ankle that was what was bracing him there as he slid into the wall. That was a recipe for disaster, as the ball ended up hitting the netting and he didn't make the play. But boy, oh boy, that is a very, very dangerous play. Great effort by the shortstop Sosa. It looks like he's coming out of the game. Or is he? I think Marmol has made his decision. They are going to be taking Sosa out. His day is done. So that is going to bring Nolan Gorman into the ball game. We'll see how they're going to make some changes defensively. So Sosa is finished. Nolan Gorman, who had the day off today, is going to be entering into his spot. So Gorman is playing some catch to get himself loose. And Sosa walks off under his own power, and down he is, going into the trainer's room straight away. So Gorman gets a chance to play catch a little bit here to get his arm and ready to go, as he's in a hurry-up mode. He's going to be playing second base. He also gets a couple of ground balls from Albert Pujols. So the runners are at second and third. It is one strike here to the batter, Joey Votto. The runner at third is India. The runner at second is Drury. And Oviedo now has got himself a new baseball. He's rubbed it up and he's ready to go. So no balls and one strike to Votto. There's two away here in the eighth inning. The Reds have got a couple of runs on the board. It's a 8-3 ball game. And they're looking to cut into that lead a little bit more with the veteran left-handed stick at the plate. Votto today is 1 for 3. And Oviedo delivers. It's a fastball that misses down and in, and the count is now 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Votto. So very, very fortunate was Edmundo Sosa, not doing any more serious damage than what he could do to that ankle or to his leg. So here comes the 1-1 offering. Here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball that misses down and in, and the count is now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Votto. Votto waggles the bat. He digs himself back in. They have the shift on Votto, as they've got 3 fielders to the right side of the infield. And here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball that catches the outside corner, and the count now goes even to 2-2 on Votto. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Votto again waggling the bat. And he's waiting on the offering from the right-hander, Oviedo. He kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball down. They tag Votto. They appeal down to the third base umpire. Alan Porter says he went. And Votto is gone for the third out of the inning. And that is going to do it. Well, the Reds, they get a couple of runs back. They had 2 runs in the inning. There was, on the benefit of only 1 hit, there was an error, and there were 2 runners left aboard. We are now going to the bottom of the 8th inning. It is the St. Louis Cardinals 8, the Cincinnati Reds 3. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call at the bottom of the 8th inning in just a couple moments after this from our friend and yours, Steve Rademacher.
Hello, kids. Steve coming at you. It's Steve Rademacher. And if you like interesting stuff, if you like to laugh a little bit, and if you enjoy collecting, this channel's for you. If you like non-sport cards, we have them. You like pseudo-sport cards, we open them. Even if you like entire boxes of completely pointless stuff or other sports, we have everything here. I drop a different video every day. And there's always a theme to it, from No Filter Friday to Saturday morning cartoons, even Sunday shoutouts. Once in a while, we'll get a little froggy and show Money Money Monday, where I showcase a bunch of my currency. We have Legos, we have Star Wars, we have a good time. We even have my brother on Takeover Tuesday. Be there or be square. Back to Freddy.
Welcome back, everybody. The Cincinnati Reds are yet going to the bullpen once again. It is going to be Hunter Strickland coming in. This is going to be the 7th pitcher used on the afternoon by the Reds. So Strickland is coming in to take over, and he is going to be facing, in the batting order, is going to be the 6, 7, and 8 hitters. We've got slated to come to bat. It'll be Brendan Donovan, Nolan Gorman, and Lars Nootbaar. So 3 left-handed sticks to face the right-hander Hunter Strickland, as Buck Farmer came in and did his job in the 8th inning in relief of Alexis Diaz. So Donovan stepping to the plate to face the right-hander Strickland. Donovan today has been on base twice. He's 0 for 2, but he has been walked and he was hit by a pitch. So here comes the first offering now from the right-hander Strickland. 8-3, the Cardinals have the lead as the Reds got a couple of back in their top of the 8th inning. And the first pitch is a breaking fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is 1-0. Kind of surprised that last pitch dialed in at 94 miles an hour. It was well off the plate, had a bit of a hump to it. That's what the radar gun says, so we're going to go with it. So here comes the 1-0 offering. Strickland holds at the belt, and now he delivers. There's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is now 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Brendan Donovan. Donovan's average has dipped to 284 on the season. He's got a couple of homers and 30 RBIs. A lot of young players have really produced for the Cardinals this year, and Donovan has been one of them. His average still hovering in that 280 mark. There's a breaking ball swung on and missed, and now the count goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Brendan Donovan. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. The right-hander Strickland holds at the belt. And now he's ready to deliver. He kicks and he fires. It is a breaking ball swung on and fouled away. And the count remains at 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes now to Donovan. It's a beautiful afternoon in St. Louis. It is a hot one, though. If you like the heat, it's up around 100 degrees. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is. Right-hander Strickland gets his sign from his catcher. And now he comes set at the belt. And now time is called as Donovan felt that he took too long. Strickland does have a way of working really slowly. There's nobody on, and he's working from the stretch, but you'd think that there are runners on base. He's checking people all over the place. Here comes the 1-2 now. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-2. Some pitchers, they get the ball, and they're really, really deliberate, and then there's other guys that you get it, and you could probably bring out the tarps. And so 2 balls and 2 strikes. And here comes the pitch now from Strickland. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined into right center field. It's down for a base hit. Moving over to cut it off is the right fielder, Naquin, and he's going to fire it back into the infield. And Donovan's got a leadoff single here in the 8th inning. And that's going to bring up the second baseman, Nolan Gorman. They brought Gorman into play second. They moved Edman over to short. with that injury to Edmundo Sosa in the last half inning. So this is going to be Gorman's first at bat of the afternoon. Gorman's batting .236 on the season. His average has slowly declined since they've called him up. So here comes the first offering as Strickland holds at the belt. And now he kicks and fires. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined into right center field, and this ball is going to be down for a base hit. And Donovan is going to be able to go first to third, as that is a single for Gorman. Donovan has now come all the way around to third base, and that's going to bring up the right fielder Lars Nootbaar. So Hunter Strickland, the tonic that the Cardinals have needed since the third inning. They haven't scored any runs until the seventh. Now they're threatening here to pile on some more runs to this 8-3 lead. So everything that the Reds got back in the eighth inning, they're potentially going to give right back here to the Cardinals. There's nothing more that drives pitching coaches and managers crackers is that when you put up some runners, you got to put up a zero when you come back out. They haven't done that here. Here's Lars Nootbaar to the plate. So runners are on the corners, and Nootbaar holds set at the belt. And he kicks and he delivers. There's a breaking ball that misses down. The count is now 1 ball and no strike to Nootbaar. As we said earlier, Nootbaar is one of the best names in the game. They still have the infield in here. Apparently, David Bell feels that they've still got a chance, and why not? They did in the last inning. So here's the 1-0 offering now to Nootbaar. And again, Strickland delivers. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted to deep right field. If it stays fair, it's trouble. And this ball is gone. A home run, a 3-run shot for Nootbaar. That's going to blow this game apart. As Donovan's going to score, Gorman is going to score, and a 3-run homer here in the eighth inning for Lars Nootbaar to put the Cardinals up 11-3. As he has cleared the bases with that swing of the bat, and that's going to bring up the catcher, Andrew Kisner. You still got to keep an eye on stuff here if there's going to be fireworks. You know that the Reds pitcher, Strickland, has got a bit of a temper. I can see him burying the next hitter, Kisner. You know you're up 11-3. Hunter Strickland sometimes will do some crazy things. So that is now an 11-3 lead for the Cardinals. Nootbaar is pretty pleased with his afternoon now, certainly his last couple of plate appearances. And here comes the offering now from the right-hander Strickland. And there it is. There is a fastball that hits Kisner, and he's going to be on his way to first base. So he is aboard with a hit by pitch. Of course he would be. So David Bell is now going to make his way out to the mound. As he's going to talk to his right-hander, he's going to sprint out to the mound. He's hustling out. See what he's got to say to his right-hander here. Strickland is not very happy, and Bell is on his way to talk to him. So it's a bit of an animated conversation there, but it's all one-sided as David Bell is going to return to the dugout. And that is going to bring up Tommy Edman. So runner at first base, nobody out. Edman stepping to the plate with an 11-3 lead for the Cardinals. Lars Nootbaar with the 3-run shot. That was his 4th homer of the year. So Strickland's ERA has been fluffed up to 5.57. The Cardinals are looking to add some more to this. We said earlier that the Cardinals had left 12 runners aboard in the first 7 innings. This game really could have been out of control a little bit more before that. So here comes the first pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on and tap foul behind home plate. And the count is 0 balls and 1 strike. So 0 balls and 1 strike to Tommy Edman. So Edman waits in. He waggles the bat. And here comes the 0-1 offering. Strickland holds at the belt, and now he delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count now goes even at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Edman. The runner at first is Kisner. It is a 11-3 lead here for the Cardinals. And Strickland delivers. It is a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count now goes to 2-1. So they lost Amir Garrett to the Kansas City Royals, did the Reds in the offseason, and they bring in Hunter Strickland. You got a couple of guys with some volatile behavior on the mound the last couple of years. So here's the 2-1 offering. It's a breaking ball swung on. It is lifted into deep center field. Racing back and still going back, and on the warning track and making the catch is Senzel. Tagging it first and making his way in is going to be Kisner, as he is going to advance to second base on the fly ball to center field. That is going to retire Edman for the first out of the inning. It moves Kisner into scoring position. That is going to bring up the switch hitting Dylan Carlson. For Carlson, he is 1 for 5 on the day. He's got a triple and an RBI. He's also scored a run. It's his 6th trip to the plate. They have sent 47 batters to the plate today, have the Cardinals. There's a breaking ball that misses down. The count is 1-0. When you see that that's happened, you know that there's been a lot of runs scored at some point. We're only in the 8th inning. Imagine if they were in the top of the inning, they'd get an extra round of at-bats. So 1 ball and no strikes. Right-hander Strickland gets his sign from his catcher Stevenson, and now he comes set at the belt. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. It is grounded over to second. Fielded neatly by India. He throws to first, and that is going to retire Carlson for the second out of the inning. It goes as a ground out, 4-3. Our friend the living room says he's going to toss some wiffle balls in the backyard. We'll see around midnight your time. That's right. We'll be back on for 9 o'clock. So now it is going to be Austin Romine coming up to pinch hit for Paul Goldschmidt, whose Goldschmidt's day will be done. So Austin Romine in. We appreciate you being here in the living room. And we'll catch you tonight when the festive Japanese crowd comes out. So 2 gone here in the 8th inning, and that brings Romine to the plate. And the first pitch is a fastball that's taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Austin Romine brought in here. So no balls and 1 strike. Strickland holds at the belt. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. It is tapped slowly over to third. It is fielded neatly by the third baseman. It is picked out of the dirt. Solano's ball was picked out by Votto. Votto makes a great play. It's going to be a ground out, 5-3. And that is going to do it here. But there was damage and more damage done. The 3-run homer by Lars Nootbaar, 3 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and 1 runner left aboard. And we are now moving to the top of the 9th inning. It is the St. Louis Cardinals 11, the Cincinnati Reds 3. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments. The top of the 9th inning. We'll see if there's any more fireworks to come. Here is our friend Matt.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's another Hollis build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Appreciate you there, Matt, your support of the channel. In turn, we support Matt Hollis. Be sure to check him out after the game. We'll be back in just a couple moments, everybody, as we'll bring this one home. Hang tight. Top of the ninth on the way. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the top of the ninth inning and slated to come to bat for the Reds. It's Tyler Stevenson, Donovan Solano, and the right fielder Tyler Naquin. And the first pitch delivered is a breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count is 1-1 to Stevenson. Oviedo is in for his second inning of work. As he came on in the last inning to replace McFarland, there is a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count now goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Tyler Stevenson. Stevenson waggles the bat. Oviedo goes to work. He kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on and lifted foul down the first base line. The count is now 1-2. Just a reminder, after the game is completed here, we'll bring you the out-of-town scoreboard. We'll take you through all the games that are finals and all the games that are underway before we sign off for the evening and then come back for the Japanese stuff later. There's a breaking ball swung on. It is tap foul over on the third base side, and the count is now 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to the right-handed hitting Stevenson, and they kick and deliver. There's a fastball that misses up and in. And the count now goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Oviedo, that fastball was actually up around the eyeballs of Stevenson. That might have been the warning shot that Hunter Strickland had kind of sent to their guy, and then they've just sent it right back there. Here comes the 2-2. That will clear your nostrils out when you get a 97-mile-an-hour heater flying by. And there's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is belted to deep left field. Racing back and making the catch on the warning track is Tyler O'Neill. Really nice grab by the left fielder as he hauls that one in. It's going to retire Stevenson for the first out of the inning. And that is going to bring up the third baseman, Donovan Solano. Nice catch by O'Neill as he had to leap into the air to haul that one in. So Solano steps up to the plate. He is 1 for 3 today. He's got one of the 4 hits by the Reds. Here's the pitch from Oviedo, and it's a fastball at 97 upstairs for ball 1. The count is 1-0. Oviedo had grounded to short and grounded to third in the other at-bats. And here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is now 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Donovan Solano. Oviedo holds at the belt, and now he rocks into the motion. He kicks and fires. It is a fastball swung on and missed. The count now goes to 1-2. That was 97 miles an hour by Oviedo, the last pitch. He's got some heat in that arm for sure. Here comes the 1-2 offering. He rocks into the motion, and he delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It is popped up behind home plate, and that is going to reach the seats as Kisner chased it back, but he's going to watch it sail into the stands, and that's going to keep the count at 1-2. Looking at the Cardinals for their defensive changes, Austin Romine, as he came in for Goldschmidt, was the DH. We said Gorman had moved into second base. He came in to replace Sosa, and the second baseman, Tommy Edman, had bounced over to the shortstop position. That was in the last inning. There's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count goes to 2-2 on Solano. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Oviedo gets the sign from his catcher, and now he goes to work. There's a fastball at 96 that misses upstairs, and now the count is 3-2. You certainly don't want to walk guys at this point. You want to let them hit their way on if you can. Oviedo is now going to throw his 24th pitch since he came into the ball game in the last inning, and there's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and it's going to be a base on balls for Solano, and that's going to be a walk here, and that's going to bring up the right fielder, Tyler Naquin. So Naquin is 0 for 2 today. He has bounced into a fielder's choice, and he's grounded to second. He's also drawn a walk. So Naquin steps up to bat here to face the right-hander Oviedo. The runner at first is Solano. And here comes the offering from Oviedo. It's a fastball swung on at his line right to the third baseman, Donovan. He didn't even have to move. Naquin's going to feel snake bitten. He hit that ball hard. But right to the glove of Naquin, and he's gone for the second out of the inning. So he is out for out number 2, and that is going to bring up the center fielder, Nick Senzel. For Senzel today, he is officially 0 for 1. I have to look up that scoring, as he did reach on a catcher's interference back in the 5th inning. But he also walked and scored a run. The Reds are now down to their final out. Looks like we may have a pinch hitter. It is going to be Schrock that is coming in to pinch hit for Senzel. So Senzel's day is done. Max Schrock batting 160. The first pitch is a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. So the Reds are emptying their bench. Schrock hitting from the left side against the right-handed throwing Oviedo, who kicks and delivers. There is a breaking ball swung on. It is popped up on the left side of the infield. It's playable. Coming in and making the catch just by the foul line is Donovan, and that is going to do it. And that will wrap it up here for the Reds in their half of the 9th inning. There was no runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 runner left aboard. Your final score is the St. Louis Cardinals 11, the Cincinnati Reds 3. Stick around, everybody. We're going to wrap this one up when we come back. We'll give you the out-of-town scoreboard right after this. We appreciate you guys for being here. Here is our friend Dave.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for checking out the game. And Last Raps Baseball. This is Dave's Zero Thought Sports Card. If you like pack openings, baseball, all that good stuff, check us out. Drop a comment on our channel this month to win a mystery pack of cards. All you gotta do is say Last Rap sent you to be entered. And we'll drop a video later on this month announcing the winner. Enjoy the game.
Appreciate you, Dave. We're going to go around and check the scores from out of town. And this one here is the only one that is a final. They are in extra innings in Chicago. The Mets and the Cubs in the first game of doubleheader are all locked up at 1. It's in the top of the 10th inning. The top of the 8th inning, the Minnesota Twins have a 6-3 lead over the White Sox. 6-10-0 for the Twins so far. 3-6-0 for the White Sox. The Cleveland Guardians are sticking it to the Detroit Tigers today. 8-0. 8-9-0 for the Guardians, 0-4-0 for the Tigers. 2 home runs by Jose Ramirez. A 3-run shot and a 2-run shot have contributed to that 5-0 lead. It's in the bottom of the 7th inning, and the Royals and the Blue Jays are locked up at 3s. 3-8-0 for the Royals, 3-8-0 for the Blue Jays. That's where that one stands. The Rockies have a 2-0 lead over the Pirates. That's in the bottom of the 8th inning. The Seattle Mariners are looking for yet another victory as they are up 2-1 on the Rangers. That's also in the top of the 5th. The top of the 6th inning, the Braves have a 4-2 lead over the Nationals. Nationals are already into their bullpen against the Braves. The top of the 5th inning, the Astros are shutting out the Athletics 5-0. Verlander on the hill for the Astros today. And then in the top of the fifth inning, the Rays have a 3-1 lead over the Orioles. The Philadelphia Phillies have a 3-0 lead over the Marlins. That's in the top of the sixth. Max Meyer on for his big league debut, as he has been recalled one of the top picks in the draft a couple of years ago. He's on to show what he can do for the Marlins today. Those are your out-of-town scores. This one here, just as a quick recap, it was a lot of scoring early and often for the Cardinals. They jumped out to it was the Reds who jumped out to the early lead with a home run in the top of the first inning by Jonathan India. A solo shot to start the game, but then it was a lot of Cardinal scoring after that. Tommy Edman led off the bottom of the first with a single. He stole second base, then Pujols walked, O'Neill walked, then Brendan Donovan walked. That brought in one run. And then Edmundo Sosa was hit by a pitch, and that brought in another run, and it was 2-1 for the Cards at the end of the first. Well, in the bottom of the second inning, with one away, Edmonds singled. And then Paul Goldschmidt hit a 2-run homer that extended the lead to 4-1. And then Albert Pujols singled. O'Neill was hit by a pitch. Donovan hit by a pitch. And then Edmundo Sosa had an RBI single. That increased the lead to 5-1. In the bottom of the third inning with one out, Tommy Edman again came up and walked. Then it was a Dylan Carlson triple that brought home Edman. And then it was an RBI single by Goldschmidt that brought home Carlson, and now the score was 7-1. Well, that's where it stayed pretty much until the seventh inning. The seventh inning, it was a leadoff walk to Lars Nootbaar. Andrew Kisner then singled. An error by the catcher allowed Edman on, and then that's how they were able to, and then a fielder's choice as Dylan Carlson bounced into it. As that ball was thrown through the legs of the catcher, that allowed Lars Nootbaar to score. That increased the score to 8-1. Well, the Reds got a couple back in their half of the eighth inning with one out. It was a walk to Nick Senzel, and the third baseman Brendan Donovan made an error, and it put runners at first and second. Jonathan India walked, and then a Brandon Drury single scored a run, and then a wild pitch to Matt Reynolds was able to plate Stuart Fairchild, and that made the score 8-3. Well, in the top of the ninth inning, or bottom of the eighth inning, that's where the game was blown apart finally, as it was a leadoff single by Brendan Donovan. Nolan Gorman singled, and then a 3-run homer by Lars Nootbaar. That increased the score line to 11-3, and that is where the final score ended. Again, your final score, the St. Louis Cardinals 11, the Cincinnati Reds 3. We appreciate everybody for being here today. We thank you all for your support. Come on back and see us again later. We're going to be at 9 o'clock Pacific, or at 11 o'clock or at midnight Eastern. We're going to be doing the Call of the Japanese game between the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles and the Oryx Buffaloes. Once again, everybody, we appreciate you all for being here. Have a great day, and we'll see you tonight.